muted myself again. What's up, Dino? I see you tuning in on YouTube. Temp, dude, Temp is always the first one. Always the first one on Twitch. What a guy. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. I cannot complain. All things are going pretty well. I could, work's a little slow. Could be making some more money. But other than that, all things are going good. And you know what I mean? Can't complain at the end of the day. So, hang on. You know what? Let's start this up. Hang on. Hey, what's up? What's up, Barton? Tuning in. Sorry if you're on YouTube. The chat here is gonna be Twitch only. There's like a plugin you can use apparently to like make it both. I don't know how to do that though, so sorry about that. Today we are hopefully, that might be a bit wishful thinking, gonna finish. That's the wishful thinking part. This project that I've had going in my forever world for maybe about a year now, which is actually on the low side for me. I tend to leave projects for several years until they're fully finished. But this is one I'm pretty excited for. So here we go. Hang on. Let me F11 so you don't have the hotbar down there. So I don't know how much you guys know or remember from the last time we streamed the Forever World, but you know, my base is over there, and then I've got stuff kind of just all over the place, and you spawn kind of on this island right over here, right? But eventually I might move the world spawn if I can to somewhere over there, like once I have other stuff built. For now I don't really have anything else anywhere else anyway, so there's no reason to move the world spawn. But I kind of love this idea of, hey, Weeple, it's Weeple. You make a new account, because that's Hacker, right? Hacker, is Weeple and Hacker the same people? I'm not fully caught up on all the Discord happening, so I could be wrong, but anyways, I think that Hacker, yes? Yeah, okay, yeah. Dino says, by the way, Ace, have you done your custom cherry tree? And what I mean is the leaves. No, I have not done the leaves yet. The leaves are kind of scaring me because I want the leaves to be like poofy, kind of like leaves from the Lorax, but not too much poofy, you know what I mean? And I want to do the way, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like B-dubs build a tree. Like 60% of the leaves are just air. Like he finds a good way to space them out and create like light diffraction, and it looks really weird, or it looks really good, and I can only imagine how good it would look with vibrant visuals on that Bedrock has. So but no, I have not done the leaves. We can take a look at my progress on the cherry tree so far, but that's not what we're going to be working on stream today. Hacker just decided that he doesn't like his account. That's so weird to me, bro. Like I've had the same account forever. Like I'm very loyal to my account. I've changed my name, but all of my accounts have the same name. All of my accounts, I never switch them, I never change them. I hate losing my accounts and changing my accounts. Like I'm very much like, I want to have the same name on every account. I know a lot of people have different names for different accounts and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. Ace, replicate the universe 1-to-1. That would take, I mean, literally forever. Literally forever. Most my accounts, yeah, most people I feel are that way. They just come up with a new name for every account. I'm not that way. I'm not. And what I'm... No, I already read that. And I can do more leaves designs and send them to you. I'm open to it. You know what I mean? All right, anyways. So eventually I'm going to build a train station over here. But the idea is that, like, maybe, you know, you come in from the train station. I'll have, like, a spruce forest built up here. You can see I've, like, deforested the forest that was here. But I'll build up a custom one so it'll look even cooler. And then you'll have a pathway. So, you know, forest, you know, trees or whatever that kind of block you out here. And then I really want to limit sight lines. So I want it to feel like you're just entering a brand new area. So when you're over here, it's just like this isn't the area we're going to work on today, but it's important for the area that we're going to work on. So that's kind of why I'm covering this just quickly at the start of the stream. The path will kind of run through here. There'll be a cliffside here, just like there's a cliffside there. and it will run up over here. So eventually you'll see, you know, the trees and the leaves, and from this angle you can see I've cleverly lined up the bridge with those beacons, so even looking through the bridge you don't even get a sneak peek. The idea is to have the trees pretty much block off everything. So from this side it just looks like a regular dark oak forest, maybe with a couple of additions, couple of things here and there, who knows. But the idea is, as soon as you walk through this bridge, like sightlines, right? Sightlines. So this cliff is going to be built up just like that one is, right on the edge here, so that there's no flat area here. It's all just kind of wall straight up, you know what I mean? So that from here you don't get an angle of my base at all. It's actually completely occluded until you come here, and then you get your first little shot, like a little snapshot of what the base is gonna look like. So if you're looking this way, you just get like a little pond, some big spruce trees, and that's pretty much it. If you're looking this way though, you get that first little snapshot of the base. So, and you know, the idea is that it makes you want to go, oh dang, what's that? Okay, and here's the reveal. Here's the reveal I've been working on. I worked on this last night. Not done yet. But as you come through the beacons, you're hit with this scene right here. So I really want to go from the sense of like it's just a forest to like it feels magical, because this dark oak forest, I want it to be like a magic forest, you know. I've got, if we come over here to the parts that are finished and walk around, you'll notice that I have yeah, firefly bushes. There's firefly bush effects, but only once you enter the trees. If you come out here, okay, there are some out here, I lied. But I've tried to bury firefly bushes in the forest, deep enough in the forest that you really only see the effects during the day if you're inside the forest. I obviously have some bushes like right there that are on the surface, so at night those will run, and even like over here you'll be able to get the effect, you know what I mean? But like right now you don't really see any of the particles out here, you know. Hopefully you don't. That was the idea. You mostly just see them kind of buried in the forest, and it makes it feel magical, right? It really makes you feel like you want to go up in the forest and you want to explore and see what's going on. I'm also trying to play with light and shadow, so I love the way the light hits through the trees up there, and especially with vibrant visuals. If you look up there, you can see daylight, like something that's clearly daylight, and I think that's just really cool. And then if you turn here, you get something a bit darker. But this whole area is already done. You can see every single block here is placed by hand with care, thought and care. That's wrong. That's I don't have a piece of wood to replace that, but that shouldn't be a log. That should be a piece of wood, so that you don't see the log texture there. Wow, okay, so the skylight over here is going to be not quite done yet because the leaves are not quite done yet. But yeah, so all of the leaves placed on the ground, every single piece of grass, every single moss, everything you see, all the buttons and whatnot, all that's placed by hand, and carefully thought through. And I've been working on my paths a bit more, so that I know you guys have seen this area, so I've been working on this area a little bit more. This area over here, I've intentionally placed this big tree right here, so that when you come down, you don't see the path going this way. You only really see it going this way unless you intentionally turn your head. It really kind of pulls you this way instead of this way. I don't like how these two are the same height. Is there? Yeah, we can probably... Darn. Probably do that, right? See, this looks okay from this angle. How does this look from the other angle? Yeah, a little bit better. It gives you a little bit more of an arch, right? Like something that you're walking through instead of just flat on the top. I like it. I like it. The Lorax add-on? No. Lorax would like what we're doing here, though. He would. Passwords are hell, though. What style are you going for the station? I'm gonna try and replicate Hogsmeade Station from Harry Potter. I don't know if you noticed. It's not really what we're talking about today. But I don't know if you noticed that the train is meant to mirror the Hogwarts Express. It's intentionally designed to look like that. And so the station is Hogsmeade Station. So it's similar to Harry Potter in the same sense that, like, you get off the train and you're kind of in like a little city, or not a city, like just a little village. There's nothing special, and then all of a sudden, boom, magic, right? I'm kind of mirroring the same idea or the same feeling. I have enough bugs. You know what time it is? Enough bugs for what? Dude, that could be anything, bro. That could be anything. I think it's gonna be karaoke though. I think I'm pretty sure I do know what time it is. It's not what I was planning on doing today, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, yeah, so that's why immediately when you walk in, you get all of these big mushrooms. You walk over here, you still got another mushroom, and I'm gonna continue that idea, like down the path. You'll be able to peek and see mushrooms through the tree line, right? And it's gonna hopefully want to pull you. So you want to start looking through here, start looking through the woods. You really get a view of it and whatnot. One of the things I've intentionally done, because is obscured this path right here. I do have ideas for this path. Use copper golems when you make the bank. Oh, dude, I could totally do that. That's interesting. I mean, I have copper golems in my storage room over there already, but I didn't think about that. Need to go now, but I'll be right back. No worries, Dino. No worries, Dino. Forgot the name of the bank from Harry Potter. Oh, I see what you're saying. Gringotts. Yeah. I don't know if I'll make Gringotts specifically, but I might. So, guys, you guys are so good at getting me off topic. So this train is going to lead out. I'm going to finish this rail line. It's going to go under the mountain here, and then take a sharp left turn out here, and then lead into this big field back here. And this field back here is all going to be urban ranch style farmland with a train station. I think the train station fits well, and the train station is going to run around as well. Probably the station will be like more right here, because then it will be between the farmland and the zoo. Over here where you see this used to be a village, this whole area right here in view right now is going to be zoo, and I'm going to just have every single animal on display. I don't know if I'm going to do hostile creatures. Right for now, it's all just going to be animals, no hostile creatures. And then this area right here is that is reservation. This is going to stay the exact same as it is right now. And this is a golf course. Eventually, this is all going to be turned into putt-putt golf course. But to the north of this urban farmland, you're going to get some more rural areas, eventually leading to more city-based areas. And then, guys, I've never shown this on stream or to anyone that's not on the world already, but this is the very beginnings of the city that I'm going to build. This is going to be the main structure, the very center of the city, like City Hall. Not necessarily City Hall, but like this is going to be the central monument. It's going to be the biggest structure in the entire city. It's going to be like the heart of the city, basically. And I do have inspiration that I'm kind of using to design this. I'm not quite ready to share what that inspiration is. We'll get to that later. But I have ideas for this whole area and whatnot. But that's getting really far ahead of ourselves. I really only came up here and splurged like that because I want to go into these caves up here. These are dripstone caves, correct? Yes, they are. All right, let me go really deep in the cave so that hopefully I can't find it, because I don't want to make them look ugly. But like, I don't know, like this, I don't think I'll ever notice that this is gone. I need some dripstone. So step one of actually doing what we're here to do, get some dripstone. Here we are. So yeah, up here somewhere in the city, the idea behind the city is I not only want to make it look like just pretty and like a really cool city to walk and explore, I also want to try and make it like a feasible Minecraft city. You know what I mean? Like if villagers were really going to come together and make a whole city and not just live in villages, what would the city include? What would be there? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. As well as including like lots of pop culture references. So pop culture and like society and cultural theme and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just want to include like iconic landmarks and pop culture things. So that building that I'm building, that is going to be the central area of the entire city, is based on a real life building that does exist. It's not a one-for-one recreation. It's just inspired by it. And I think symbolically, the building that building is built after and modeled after, symbolically it makes a lot of sense that that they would just be the same, that it would be the heart and center of this city, etc. So yeah, anyways, all that just to give me something to talk about, really, while I dig out this dripstone. Fun fact, dude, things like dripstone and calcite, I feel like we need better ways of getting them. I know that we can create dripstone farms, but like, come on, they're really not that good. And honestly, I feel like a better way of getting dripstone and calcite would be great. Although I have to say, I went on a calcite mining expedition the other day. Just went out and got as much calcite as I could, because one of my friends needed it for his like project that he's working on. And you know what I found? I found that in like an hour. It was only like an hour. I got like 3 shulkers of calcite, which is like quite a bit. You know what I mean? Like, does anyone really need more than 3 shulkers of calcite? Well, you might. Depends on the project. But I was just like, dude, in an hour? That's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it'd be hard to add a farm that can outpace that. You know what I mean? I was surprised. Granted, I did have to fly pretty far away. So like, if you factor in fly times and the fact that fly times are only going to get longer because it's only going to get harder to find, I can totally see where a renewable source is valid. But you know, all this this rant is really just to say that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be when I needed to get a bunch of calcite. It was actually pretty okay. This will be enough dripstone. I'll probably need more later, but that's fine. That's enough for now. It's wild to me that you don't have like a favorite tool set. You just have shulkers of spares. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I'm so jealous. Bro, go make your own. I'll tell you, dude. Something super important for these spares. Every single one of these spares, I did not craft them. Like these shovels, the reason I have so many diamond shovels in here is because I didn't craft any of these. I found these. Every single one of these, I looted them from like ancient cities or end ships or anything like that. All of these pickaxes, which I'm gonna be real with you, I have broken at least as the same amount of pickaxes that are in here right now. So I found a ton more. That's the trick, guys. Especially in game, if you want to stockpile pickaxes and stockpile shovels and stockpile armor, do not craft it. Do not go get the diamonds from the mine and craft it yourself. Go find structures and pull the loot from the structures. It's going to save you so much money, so much resources. That's how you do this stuff. You pull the loot from the structures. Speaking of, where are my axes? Because it's probably time to swap this axe for a new one. There we go. It's also great because I do a lot of big projects, so not having to repair my stuff just 24/7 is super nice. It's just super nice. One thing I do wish, like one downside of my world, is I update. Every time a new Minecraft update comes out, I update that day. I don't hold back. I don't help, like, mostly because with Bedrock you can't. You don't really have a choice. I could if I wanted to have a choice, but I don't really care that much. But I update. I update every time. So like when the Nether update came out, not the Nether update. What was the one that added? What else do I need? I've got the podzol. Got the dripstone. I need a rooted dirt, so I need to go back to my base and build up a quick rooted dirt farm. When the templates came out and like, oops, muted myself. When armor trims came out and whatnot, I updated immediately, and I didn't have like any netherite armor, so pretty much every single piece of netherite you see, it cost me an upgrade template. So I don't have the luxury of stockpiling my netherite gear and then updating to the trims. Oop. Oh, I meant to click on that guy. I forgot I was holding rockets. Oh, it is so laggy. It definitely gets worse when I stream, but it's not great. Like, I can't lie. It's not great. Even this is a new area that I don't think you guys have seen. So this little cubby right here used to just be my like way out, but then I added a way out up there at like the main area, so I didn't really need a way out. So I just quickly, and it's also like it's right on top of my villager trading hall, so I didn't really have much room. So I quickly just added like a basic farm. So you just throw some bone meal in here, and it's capable of farming literally any of these items. So if I don't have any shears to demonstrate, but if I flip this lever, it'll bone meal this, and I can just farm hanging roots that way. And if I place glow berries, glow lichen, or pale hanging moss here on top of those, and then flip this lever, it'll activate this dispenser, so then I can harvest it from down here below. So it's capable of farming all four of these just really easily right here. Eventually I'll build a bone meal farm back here and have it automatically fill itself with bone meal, but it was just something I slapped together in like 10 minutes. So click in a sec, bro. I don't know why you're holding out. Like, the suspense is killing me, bro. Like, the suspense is killing me, Barton. I'm sitting here waiting for it, and you're just like teasing me. It's really annoying. Trials update. Is the Trials update? The Trials update is not the update that added... Trims were added before the Trials update. Tricky Trials. I'm like certain, because Tricky Trials added 2 new trims, right? Like 2 new trims. You can't add new trims if trims themselves are new. You know what I mean? Like... What is all... You know what? You know what? I don't often actually use my auto sorter because it's slow. But you know what, sometimes I just can't be bothered, so here we are. Dude. Do the Swedish chef, bro, he redeemed it. The voice impression redeemed. How does one even do... I don't remember it. Hang on, now I gotta look. By the way, last time someone redeemed the Swedish Chef like voice impression, I looked up. I didn't even know what that was, so I looked it up on YouTube to like just get an idea of how it sounds, and I got demonetized. Like, that video got demonetized, or that stream got demonetized, just for the like 4 seconds of watching that whatchamacallit, the Sesame Street episode. Like, so I'm not pulling it up on my stream again. I'm pulling it up on my phone, and I'm gonna mute myself so that we can't hear it. I can hear it, and then I will give you my version of the impression. Bart, tell him to do Donald Trump. Dude, funny thing about Donald Trump, my Donald Trump impression specifically, is I have another friend named Eric. You guys know Eric. I don't know why I introduced him that way. He's on the world. We've seen him before, and for some reason, my Donald Trump impression and my Eric impression always mix together. So I always sound it sounds basically like if Donald Trump didn't know how to read and write, which sounds really mean, but Eric is dyslexic, so he can read and write. It's just very hard. So he slurs a little bit, and like, so his accent is not strong but there. And it's just more about the way he talks, and I blend the two for some reason when I do my Trump impression. So it's like, it's not quite Trump, but if you know Eric, it's like, that sounds like Eric doing a Trump. You're doing Eric doing a Trump impression. And anyways, hang on. I'll be right back. I gotta watch this video on how this Swedish chef sounds. I mean, he's just like slurring all of his words, right? Is that correct? I feel like this is is this slightly offensive to Swedish people? If I redeem voice impression for Trump, can you just Chef and Donald Trump combined? Oh my gosh. No. If you redeemed voice impression right now, if you redeemed voice impression right now, it would be like back to back. So I would do the Swedish impression first for 5 minutes, and then I would switch to whatever impression you requested for 5 minutes. Now, if you requested Swedish Chef and Donald Trump combined, I would try that, and that would be what I tried to do. But no, I wouldn't stack them on top of each other. If people spammed them, I would do them all back to back. All right, here we go. I'm telling you, the fish started. We started time now, and now we look around. So first thing we have to do. Why are you talking like this? I'm not. It's because I haven't started the time. The first thing I'm gonna do is gonna get the root of dirt. We're gonna make a quick root of dirt farm. Wait a minute. Everyone make root of dirt farm. I used to have a root of dirt farm in my word, but I no longer have root of dirt farm. Root of dirt farm. Can we build it just looking at an image? Is it that simple? I think it might be that simple. This is too complicated. Oh, maybe this one. Can we build just looking at the image? Okay, so that. So we get the stone, push under, turn to moss, and then root of dirt. This might be. I don't know Swedish, yeah. I'm speaking Swedish. Right now, I speak Swedish. Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a cotton picking minute. I think I might have a dirt farm over here. If it works, I don't know. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. So this is a farm that I built, and then it was too laggy and it didn't work. So hello. So we are going to change the design slightly and hopefully to turn it to a rooted dirt farm. One, two, three, four. Two. 3, 4. Okay. Whoop. We ran out of dot. Is a dot in here? Probably because he's up. Whoop. No. Alright, let's just dig out the rest of this because honestly, we don't need any of this. We don't need it all. It's all gonna go away. Maybe I shouldn't just start breaking things willy-nilly. Might be a bad idea, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And hopefully this is all jank is not gonna do a dang thing. Place your bets. Place your bets. See? Why is it like I'm really trying to in here. I got to top of the whips. I gotta hold the lips. Otherwise there's something in here. Why are you bringing your phone? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I actually explained that it doesn't work, but you probably couldn't understand me. So I'm not surprised. I tell you I bring my phone if you can understand, but you can't understand. So you never know. No, you can never know. It doesn't work. It does not work. That's why I break it. I just want the rooted dirt. I don't know how. If we get it, it probably won't work. But it's better than starting from scratch, and I need to tear this farm down. and I need, but I need to better farm bomb anyway. Every 1 minute a while. What, you know, I found that I need my bomb with the front of my mouth. I really talk with my lips, but it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what I'm saying when I talk with my lips. And when I don't talk with my lips, if I don't put it up in my mouth, I get really high pitch, and it just sounds like I'm doing a horrible Indian accent. But I'm not doing Indian. I'm doing the really rough. Okay. I think we're almost good. I think we're gonna have something to me. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Okay. You say bork, bork, bork. There you go. Bork, bork, bork. So I noticed that, like, the Swedish accent specifically, it's like, it's all in the lips. Like, you gotta puff up the lips. Right up at the front of your mouth. You know what I mean? But when I do that, it is almost impossible to understand what I am saying at all. So I kept wanting to pull it back and pitch it up, and then it just sounded like I was doing like a really, really incredibly racist version of Apu from The Simpsons. So that wasn't good either. Swedish Chef is gonna get me in trouble one of these days, bro. Swedish Chef is gonna get me in trouble, bro. Oh man. I can redeem karaoke or story time, and you have to do it's too late now, man. You can still redeem both. You could redeem either of those or all three of them at once, I guess, if you have that if you have the points. But it's too late. Imagine how fun karaoke, bro. Karaoke would be nuts. I know you wouldn't be able to understand. It'd probably sound awful. So yeah, pretty grateful that you didn't do that. I like my viewer count to stay high and not drop to 0. Okay, so basically, if you guys couldn't tell what I was saying, I built this farm to be a like fully AFK automatic wood farm. And the idea was that it would fill up this room over here just while I was gone, and then every time I needed wood, I would literally just have a wall of wood, and I could tear out the whole room, go somewhere else, and it would automatically fill the room with wood again. The farm never worked. It was always like, it would cause too much lag. I think it's just because this area of my base is so laggy that it just didn't work. So the farm never worked. I don't fully remember how it works, but I had the thought that, hey, I could just tear out the upper portion, because the bottom part of the farm was a rooted dirt farm. So if I just tear out the upper portion, in theory, in theory, the bottom portion will still work and just produce rooted dirt. That is the hope. That is the hope, the plan, the idea behind what we are doing right now. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how much this idea actually works and how much it just doesn't. Ah! That was actually really close. Hang on. Yes, okay. So if I just chop the log down right here. Oh, you know what? I think I need to keep the log on top, otherwise it will... Yeah, otherwise it'll just become moss. Okay, but that works. You know what? I don't know what that snowman is for. Oh, goodness. Dude, I'm actually so surprised this worked. I would have told you this was never gonna work. I would have told you this was a vain attempt. It's already full though, is the thing. So, yeah. Okay, you know what? You know what? It's probably smarter just to build a fresh one. It's probably smarter just to build something fresh and dedicated instead of trying to jerry rig this. Just let's just build something fresh and dedicated. I just turned this off, did I not? Okay, yeah, there it goes. All right, let's tear this whole thing down. And first things first, let's get rid of this lava so we don't lose any of our resources as we tear it down. Nothing quite like tearing down old builds, huh? I don't know about you guys, but I am very much like not sentimental. Like I'm not attached to my old builds, my old farms. I do not hesitate in any way to tear down stuff and improve it. You know what I mean? Like I love improving designs way more than I love like nostalgia. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like most people when they build, like they'll have like old areas or like outdated things and they're like afraid to go update them or upgrade them. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's just me. Let's put up a poll. What do you guys think? Hang on. I'm gonna put up a poll. So let's see. Poll. What is the question here, right? Like, how you feel about old builds? All right, there we go. I just threw up a poll. What do you guys think? What do we do about old? Like, what do you guys do with your old Minecraft builds? You just leave them there? Do you throw them up? Like, you know what I mean? Do you get rid of them? What do you do with your old Minecraft builds? I mean, this is a bit of a like this is a farm. You know what I mean? I feel like farms are maybe in their own category because most people aren't going to leave a farm that just doesn't work. You know what I mean? But let's say that you like decorated an iron farm, like built and decorated an iron farm, and then they broke it and the thing you used or whatever just doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? Then what do? Do you update it? Like what do you do? You know I am always going to, like, even if I have like a cool aesthetic design, I might leave the aesthetic design if I still like the aesthetic design, but I'm always gonna revamp. And if I have to change the aesthetic design in order to change the farm, I'd rather have a working farm than a cool design. You know what I mean? Like that's always me. I'm always picking that side. Why are there shovels in here? I don't know how this works. You know, thinking about this, I have no idea how this farm works. What is this, obsidian over here? Yeah. We'll just throw all this junk in here for now. I'm actually going to keep that rooted dirt because that's like what I'm here for. Ace, is it true you eat paper for breakfast? I want to say no. I don't know where you would have heard that. I'm pretty sure you're just messing with me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty sure you're just messing with me. But no, I don't know. I don't know where you heard that, where that came from. But it's not true. Actually, this morning for breakfast, I had scrambled eggs. Usually, I don't really have breakfast if I'm like working, just because I'm kind of lazy and don't ever get up early enough to make breakfast when I work. So I usually don't have breakfast before when I work. It's usually, if I do have breakfast, it's just like a protein bar or something like that, you know, something quick. This morning I had scrambled eggs. I don't really think I ever have paper though. Paper's not really a nutritional breakfast, so I don't eat it. What up, weeple? I eat them. You eat what? Paper? You eat your old farms? You eat your old designs? Is that what you're trying to say? You eat paper. I don't get it. What I miss? Forgot to spell ethane. Did I spell it correctly? Ethane? Ethane? What are you trying to say? Because what you spelled is ethane. That's not a word. You mean like... No, I'm sure you don't mean methane, which is just a type of gas. Can we... Oh, there it goes. Waiting on it to open my inventory there. There we go. I put down another shulker, right? Full of junk items. Yeah, let me just... You know, I'm sure anyone who joins is going to be like, yeah, this definitely looks like building a forest. What the heck is going on? This is not... We get off topic here. We'll get to it. Right now, we're just trying to get rooted dirt, because we need rooted dirt so that we can terraform the ground and the forest and whatnot. We're probably going to get a few stacks of that, and then we'll work on the everything else. The forest. Methane is ethane? Ethane? I don't think so. I mean, I could definitely be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there is a difference. Like methane, like ethanol is like methane is a type of ethanol gas, I'm pretty sure. But methane and ethane are not like just the exact same thing. I mean, I could definitely be wrong about that. But that's not how I understand it. Oh, empty bucket. There we go. Okay. Geronimo! Bro, don't you just love Feather Falling 5 and Resistance 2? It's crazy how far you can fall without dying when you have a Feather Falling 5 and Resistance 2. We're gonna need a whole nother shulker. A whole nother shulker of bone meal, aren't we? That's nuts. That's a lot of bone meal. I don't want any of those snowballs. Not a one. There we go. Put all this away. That's everything. Oh, no, there's a lot more. There's a lot more. Hang on. Here I am getting excited. There we go. All right, there we go. That's most everything. There we go. Cool. Oh, snowballs despawned. Awesome. Excellent. Okay. Well, now we just need to tear down this monstrosity. Dude, what the? Stop! Stop it! Dude, the lag, man. The lag. It's so annoying. Okay, alright, there we go. Like, what the heck, dude? That's not, like, I don't... Okay, whatever. Whatever. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what I don't want. I'm literally just waiting on my inventory to open. Bro, sometimes, man. Sometimes. Basically, you know... Google it. Methane. I suppose I should. I'll Google it. Hang on. Do you know what happens if you put a dried carrot in an electric blast furnace? Okay, this is your mod. You're definitely asking me about your mod. Had me in the first half there, not gonna lie. Hell, dude, I mean, the answer is obviously no. You just coded this yourself. No one knows. No one knows except you. I think that's everything, right? That's everything that can fit. I guess we put those levers away. And the hoppers go up there. Yeah. And the observers? Yeah, we're gonna put a few more in there. Bone meal, bone meal. Or shouldn't we have 2 bone meal shulkers? Yeah, there's one. There's the other. There's all the stuff we've acquired so far. Okay, cool. Hopefully that's everything we're gonna need. I mean, that was a working rooted dirt farm. So if we tore that whole thing down and we don't have the materials we now need to make another rooted dirt farm, I don't know what we'd be missing. So that's probably a fast way out. Let's just come over here into this field over here and just make a quick rooted dirt farm that we can tear down later. Wait, what? What happens at methane? No. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Like, you'd get like a tiny amount of methane, like an absolutely teeny tiny amount of methane. But yeah, you probably would. Like, just in real life, you know what I mean? Like 1 carrot produces a tiny amount of methane. But I mean, look, actually, I kind of believe you. Hang on. If you're saying... that they're the same thing? Yeah, see, they're not the exact same thing. Methane and ethane are both simple alkanes, but the key difference is structure. Yeah. This is C2H or CH4. This is C2H6. They're not the same thing. Very similar. Very similar. And they would probably have similar reactions. In fact, in some reactions, I'm sure it would be identical. But in other reactions, I'm sure it would be incredibly different because you have a whole extra carbon atom and 2 extra hydrogen atoms. Actually, no reaction should be completely identical, but you might have very, very similar ones. Anywho, let's... How does one make... Guys, we might have to... How does one make a rooted dirt farm? How does one make a rooted dirt farm? I don't know off the top of my head. This is not knowledge I just have. Gosh. So, you need to grow a azalea bush on top of anything, and it turns into rooted dirt. So we can set up a stone generator. A nice little stone genny. I don't have any lava on me. What's the fastest way to lava? Do I know of any lava nearby? Nether, I guess. So it'd be up here. Also, you said you didn't change your name, but you changed DC to A. I said I did change my name. I don't like having different names, but I have changed my name. Maybe I didn't say that, but that's what I meant to say. Was that I don't like having different names on all my different accounts and whatnot, but I have changed my name before. But when I changed it on one, I changed it on everything. You know what I mean? How does one make stone generator? For stone, you need like lava to fall on top of water, right? Like flowing lava on top of a water source. Is that how one makes a stone genny? I can't remember. And also, let's build this out of moss. So if I put water here, and I just like casually put some lava up here, is that gonna turn to stone? Okay, the water source turned to stone. So what, do we need an infinite water source? Is that what we need? Do we need this to become a water source? Am I right here? Hang on, let's try this. Doesn't have to be a source. Makes sense. There we go. So now all we need is a piston, not a sticky. Right here. That's going to fire, I suppose, on a clock. I see no reason not to fire it on a clock, right? Is that too fast? It has a chance of producing cobblestone. Is that just a fluke? No, it does happen sometimes. Is that just because it's firing too fast? Like, what's happening there? It's got to be that the lava is falling and the water is hitting it instead of the water flowing first. So we need the water to flow faster. I mean, I suppose we can't guarantee that, can we? But we can make it more likely by placing another water source here that one now has to fight. Or they, you know what I mean? Just decreasing the odds of the lava beating it because there are two pieces of water fighting for the space and only one piece of lava. Right? That'll work most of the time. That seems to have fixed it. Okay. Okay. Guys, we're going to make our own rooted dirt farm. This is going to be awesome. Okay. Totally custom design. All right. We need to place in a piece of obsidian. Let's see. I want that piston to kind of push out to about... Here. And then we'll have another piston from there that pushes this way. Yeah, and we need one above it, don't we? Because this is going to push over here. Where it then needs to be bone mealed. And we can put a piece of moss right here with a dispenser back here. And that can be filled with bone meal. Not like that. That won't work. But we can do it like this. There we go. So that's, yeah, just going to fill it up with bone meal. And then if this gets spammed, that should spread, right? Can we... Hang on. That's gonna go from... Okay. So let's take this and literally just run a quick line. Might as well, huh? We can go under here too. And that'll power that, right? So if I turn that on... No, that's not getting powered. Why? Oh, is this just because this is soft? We can fix that. Hang on. Oh, well, that's super annoying. Literally destroyed the entire thing, but okay. There we go. Let's wire this up like this, and then we go there. And honestly, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Then we can place this here. Place this here. And there we go. I have this turned off. Oh, it's an auto... It's clocking itself now. How is it doing that? How is it repeating itself? This doesn't work? I swear that worked. You could just put a lever on the face of it. Dude, what? Since when? Okay, whatever. We'll do it like that. That's fine. Okay, so we need another piston, regular piston. Where are my... There they are. Regular piston here to clear it. And then from there... So I'm also gonna need... There we go. So when this turns off... That makes a new one. Okay, this has to alternate. I see. So this needs an inversion. I need the timings to be the other way around. So we're going to invert the signal after it hits this other piston. So this piston's going to push out, and when it detracts and makes a new stone is when this extends and pushes out whatever's here. At the same time that happens, honestly, I'm pretty sure I can just run this around very simply like this. Yeah. And that should work. I think that should work. Okay, we just need... Okay. We just need another piece of bone meal here. Another dispenser. To turn it into a tree to make rooted dirt. And then we need the dirt pillar here so that it doesn't actually create the tree. I need some dirt. Hang on. Guys, can we just say how impressive this is if I just built this, like, it was like spur of the moment on the whim, just by like looking at an image and trying to figure out how this would work? Like, come on. This is awesome, right? Maybe not awesome, but pretty cool. Okay, so that covers all of that. This should trigger... Yeah, at the same time that this does, right? Wait, could I have just done... Am I overcomplicating things? Probably am, because I do that. There is an easy way to do this. I know there is. Nope, because that's going to connect to that piston. Okay. It is a little counterintuitive. But I think it's fine. Let's turn this on and see what happens. It never has a chance to become moss. Yeah, it never has a chance to become moss. It needs to be slowed down. Whatever. Dude, I should have just built one. I'm just gonna build one. We'll follow a tutorial. Hang on. Guys, I thought we could do it. I thought we could do it. Chaos! Dude, what's up, man? When you gonna play on the server again? Oh, I don't know. Probably sometime later this week. I don't know, man. It's pretty fun. I actually really enjoyed it, and it's I was kind of surprised that I got that Coliseum built so quick. I think the problem is that was kind of the only idea I had, and I didn't realize it would happen so quickly, and now I just don't really have other ideas. And thus I have like no motivation. You know what I mean? Like nothing like in mind to like work on if I get on. You know what I mean? So I think kind of killed it for my. Well, I wouldn't say killed it. You know me. I'll be on there. I'll definitely be on sometime. Sometime later this week, if not this weekend. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. But I did. I should come in with a better project. I didn't realize I would get that other one done so quickly. You know what I mean? So. And then yeah, all those pistons are good. Okay. Well, let's we don't have another tab. I'll pull up another tab. Currently playing. Dude, nice. What are you working on? Okay. I'm trying to. I've got a rooted farm video pulled up. I'm just trying to figure out like how to orient it to get it facing in the right direction. Wait, so which way? Wait, which direction does it push? Okay, I see. Okay. Let's go. So, let's see. We need... I'm not going to build this out of stone or anything. I'm going to build out of moss because I'm a fool. Let's put one here, here. then grab 2 comparators. They're gonna go here and here. I'm sure anyone with any amount of redstone experience already knows exactly what this is gonna be. Get that there, put that there. This is honestly what I probably should have done for what I designed. I was just being really lazy, and I didn't want to waste time making a whole redstone hopper clock for a farm that probably wasn't going to work anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I had a feeling it wasn't going to work, and I didn't really want to spend time like developing proper redstone timing for something that I could just look up. You know what I mean? So let's see. Yeah, redstone. Cool. We also need a sticky piston and some observers. We can actually grab these from here, can't we? Yeah. The sticky piston is going to go here with the observer facing this way, and another observer facing like this up there. And then we can also put a redstone torch down here. Then we put, just says put any 5 items. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Really? 5 items. Dang, okay. Actually, I don't want that in there. I want it to be dirt. There you go. One, two, three, four. There we go. 5 items in total. Okay, there we go. Makes sense. And we're going to come around to this side and put a slab down right here. Do some stuff like so. And then what type of piston is that? Is this a regular piston? I really can't tell. Hang on, we'll see the face in just a minute. No, it's just a regular piston for sure. We're gonna need a stair though. Stair block, which we've got plenty of from right here. And we're gonna need piston. Sorry, I can't see you guys' comments. If you guys are commenting, I kind of got this other thing pulled up over top of it. Trying to get some redstone. You keep dying to mobs. I luckily keep inventories on. Is there a Twitch ad blocker? I swear every time I come back I get bombarded with 2-minute ads. Dude, what? I don't know if there's a Twitch ad blocker. I think my ad blocker just works on all platforms. I don't know if it's Twitch. I don't even remember what ad blocker I use, although I just can't remember the last time I saw an ad for anything ever, to be honest with you. Did I build this the other way? I think I built this facing the wrong direction, and now it's, you know what, I don't care. This whole area is just decorative anyways, and this thing's gonna get torn down. In-game and bro's inventory is still a mess, bro. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is how it be, bro. This is Minecraft. Like, everyone knows the inventory problem is very, very real. Like, oh, I already have those. Wait, what is that? I don't... Is that a piston? Or is that a... Looks like a furnace. To dispenser. But facing what way? Oh, okay, okay. I see. The dispenser, it's facing this way because there's moss right here. And then I need regular piston. Hang on. Okay. Right there, piston here. Okay, that makes sense. Piston here. Some more building blocks back here. There we go. 3 repeaters here, and then just like that. And then I'm pretty sure those repeaters didn't have any sort of delay on them. It doesn't seem to, at least they don't yet. Right. Okay. And we put another dispenser wherever that dispenser ended up. Oh yeah, it's down here. We go up here, we put it right there, and then from there, yeah, we can funnel hoppers into the sides of those 2 dispensers. So that's super easy. And both here and here need bone meal. So luckily I have 2 shulkers of bone meal. So we'll just take 1. We'll put it on 1. This one. And there we go. Then above this upper structure, we make our dirt pillar again. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Where does my dirt keep going? Like, how does this happen over and over and over? I just keep running out. Oh, I guess I put 5 in the... But that still wouldn't account for it. Like, what the heck? Where can this dirt possibly be going? I'm not placing it anywhere. Okay. Dude wants me to place, like, I don't think this is necessary, strictly speaking, but okay. I mean, I'm gonna go with it. You know what I mean? And then yeah, we'll need a trapdoor and we'll need a lever. So there we go. He put the lever on the back here. I'm assuming that's the on-off switch. And then we will put trapdoor here. I'm assuming that's to help orientation with the AFK spot. Gotcha. So now, as long as I have azaleas, if I flip this on, it should start making stone. Yeah. And I can just AFK here. Yeah, it never works. Stupid farm. It's not growing. It's not growing the things. That's super obnoxious. I really hate that. I really hate that. Like, why? Stupid farm. Just do the thing that you're supposed to do. Just, why is there no rooted dirt crafting recipe? Like, why can I not just take dirt and roots and combine them? Like, genuinely, the dumbest thing ever. Like, I know everyone's got their own thing about Minecraft that they hate and they think it's dumb and they want it to be changed. This is the dumbest thing. This is it. This is the thing. Why can I not take dirt and roots and make rooted dirt? Why is this the only way to get rooted dirt? This is the dumbest thing. All right, rant over. Why not use bundles for your inventory? I don't know. I just probably would just have to be a habit that I build and a habit that I don't have yet. It probably could work for like a lot of this junk. The problem with bundles is like it doesn't, I don't know, personally I don't think it solves anything unless I'm exploring, you know what I mean? Like if I'm out and about in the world exploring the biomes and stuff like that, then sure, bundles are cool. If I'm not, bundles don't really solve anything, because yeah, sure, most of the stuff in my inventory I could throw it in a bundle and clear it up like that, but then I wouldn't be able to take it out of that bundle without pain, you know what I mean? Like I don't need this. I'd much rather just chuck this on the ground and let it all despawn because I don't need it than throw it in a bundle, you know what I mean? Like there's no way to automatically empty bundles. I can't throw my bundle into my storage system and have it automatically emptied. Like bundles are just such a joke. They don't work at all. They don't do anything unless you're actively running around the world like biome to biome. Throw into a tree! Go! I'm so pissed. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I hate rooted dirt. What do I need rooted dirt for? Building! Dude, it looks so good. Like, just look around over here. Hang on, you don't have much of it because it's so freaking hard to get and I hate it. But look at this. Like, look at this path. Do you see how much the rooted dirt adds? Like, imagine if that rooted dirt was just more dirt. You know what I mean? You can see the rooted dirt, right? Like, it's so subtle. It looks so good. I need rooted dirt. I need it. I need it for the terraforming, for my paths, and for my forest. Like, I've been streaming for an hour and a half just to get rooted dirt. We've done literally nothing. We've done literally nothing for the project that I want to get done. I just want rooted dirt. I'm getting frustrated. Like, I'm sorry. It's starting to get to me. I hate rooted dirt. I hate it so much. It's actually the dumbest thing. Like, why? Why? Like, because hanging roots? You know how easy it is to farm hanging roots? Do you know how easy it is to farm hanging roots? Why can I not take those hanging roots and dirt and make rooted dirt? Even if it was like 8 hanging roots per dirt, like, that's still better. It's still better. Dude, it... Oh... There we go. Okay, now I understand why the glass of the trapdoor were there. Yeah, I get it now. I get it now. It's so that the rooted dirt stays rooted dirt because it thinks it has blocks over it. Okay. It's actually crazy that the fact that those were grass blocks up there and not dirt blocks made a difference. Like, the fact that that made a difference. There we go. Finally. Guys, I did it. I swear. I swear. I swear. Why did it stop working? Why did it stop working? There's not. I swear, dude. I swear. Oh my goodness. Is it because of the like logs? Is it because of these logs? Oh, I can fix that. I don't think it's because of these. I have no idea. Azalea trees are so freaking finicky. I hate it. I also hate that the lever's on the back here and I have to run all the way around to whenever I want to flip the lever, turn this farm on. Dude, it was working every time. Every time, and now all of a sudden, out of seemingly nowhere. And now it's working again. Okay, so it's got to be something to do with, like, these blocks. This is also a terrible design. Can I just say, like, there's a ridiculous amount of bone meal being wasted here. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there are just a million designs that would have been far better than this. Why? Okay. Screw this. I'm done. We're gonna take the principles of this farm and improve upon it later. Guys, give me an idea for content craft. You give me an idea for content craft. Please add the rooted dirt crafting recipe. Please, man, please. I am begging you. We have 15. It's nothing. Guys, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I mean a quick break. I'm just gonna grab a snack and I will be back. And we're not gonna forget it. I'll get rooted dirt later and we'll add rooted dirt later. I need to just not give up. I need to work on this later off stream when I'm not trying to be entertaining, you know, because like right now I just want to die. So I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'm back. Ba-bum. Yes, sir. Wait, you take computer science? I took, like, I have a degree in computer science, yeah. Did I say that? Well, where did that come from? I don't think I mentioned that, but yeah, I have a degree in computer science. Funny thing about that, check this out. Over here. That's my diploma. They mailed it to me. It just sits here on the cat tree. That's my diploma. Shows you how much I care about it, right? But yeah, that's my computer science degree. Bachelor's in computer science. And going to oh, is it in like my description? I should update that because I've graduated now. I'm done with that now. Oh, the boy. Hey, buddy. Guys, I don't know where my cat cam is. I misplaced it, and I don't remember where I put it. It's just gone now. But he was napping when I started the stream. So I was gonna set up the cat cam so you guys could see him napping. But he didn't stay there that long, and I couldn't find my camera. So I didn't know where it was. What up, Lion? Welcome to the stream. Hey, buddy. He wants me to let him out, but it's like literally freezing outside. I mean, it is literally freezing outside. So, when setup tour, probably once I move into my van and actually have like a setup worth showing off. I've got a pretty decent setup, don't get me wrong, but like it's got junk all over it. Like I don't want to clean it really, you know what I mean? I've got like that's just a bag of ball bearings just sitting on my desk. I've got a Lego brick remover. I've got a spare filament clip. I've got what looks to be the cap of a flashlight. That's wait, I can kind of see it through your glasses. Kinda, yeah. I have 3 monitors and a 3D printer over there and whatnot. So it's not like a bad setup or anything like that. But it's not like it's nothing superb. So once I get cat. That's what we're looking at right now is cat. Hang on. So it's not like a bad setup or anything. But once I move into my van full time, then I'll probably give like a full setup tour of the van and whatnot. 3 monitors, yeah, I have 2 monitors down here and a TV up at the top. Oh. I was gonna play with him, but I guess the thing is, he wants me to play with him. But if he won't stay in the room, sucks for him. Stupid idiot. I'll play with him later. TV, WTF? Yeah, I mean, it's a crappy TV, bro. It's like really crappy. Like an actual TV? Yeah. Yeah, it's an Insignia Roku TV. It's a Roku TV. It's super bad, super crappy, and we just had it like lying around the house. So I mounted it on the wall, plugged it into my computer. HyperX Quadcast S got the same one. Yeah. This is a pretty common mic. It's really good. It's a great mic. This mouse is also, it's not super common. Most people have the Hero, the G5 Hero, which I used to have, but mine stopped working because it has a common manufacturing issue. That one. That's what most people have. I'm willing to bet that might be what you have. This is the wireless version. Most people have the wired version. I bought the wireless and the wired. The wireless does not really have any issues, but the wired version has an issue with the right click, I think. Whatever like aim down sight is on like games. Because I would have this issue when I was playing Destiny way back when, where I would be aim down sight and it would just start going like it couldn't tell, like it was finicky, like it wouldn't. I would just hold the button down and it would pretend like I was pressing it over and over again instead of just holding it down. Cool. So I switched to the Corsair Night Sword, which is pretty much the same mouse but made by a different company. So my mic was 80 euros and I got scammed. Blue Yeti sounds like shit, dude. For real, dude. I've heard really good things about Blue Yeti. Like, I've heard really, really good things about Blue Yeti. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear that you got scammed with a Blue Yeti mic. Guys, I'm using my mouse and I can't go back to a normal mouse. Trust Verto ergonomic. Oh, you got one of them ergonomic mouses. Now we got to take a look. Now we got to take a look and see what this mouse looks like, because it's going to be crazy looking. Hang on. You got an ergonomic mouse. I mean, it's totally fair. Where, like, if you just get used to an ergonomic mouse, I'm sure switching back to a regular one sucks. That's interesting, though. So that's, like, super tall, right? And there's a couple different models showing up. I'm assuming it's this one. Like, that's a tall mouse, bro. That's super tall. Is it like this? I mean, that's totally fair, actually. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, my hand rests vertically more than it rests like this. Like, that's such a more natural shape. It's cursed. No one in my family can use it. The one with the light, the top one. Yeah, like this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. It would probably take some getting used to, but I would probably prefer a mouse like that. I would want like a bunch of buttons on here, because like I'm an RPG player, so I like having macros and stuff like that ready to go. But I would probably prefer a mouse like this. I'm gonna be real. I could totally see where someone would like this mouse. I'm gonna pick that bad boy back up. There we go. There's two buttons where your thumb is, and they wasted a button on top and made it a speed toggle. Oh, rough. Yeah, two buttons is okay, but like, so I think this one has seven additional buttons on top of the traditional ones. So 5 is nice. I use 2 of those 7 for speed toggles, toggle up, toggle down. But the other 5 I use all the time, like for like grenade or slide or crouch or anything like that in various games. You know what I mean? 7 total, yeah. There's 3 down there by the thumb, 2 right above it to the left of the click, and then 2 in the middle there below the scroll wheel. So I use these 2 in the middle as a speed control. I use those 2 on the left as like ultimate trigger or grenade throw, and I use the ones on the side by the thumb here for like crouch and stuff like that. All right, I got an orange and I got a root beer, so I got some sugar. And I don't really drink alcohol, but felt like I needed a beer, so I got a root beer. So here we go. Hi, I'm back. What's up? I'm just now realizing the irony of crashing out because of rooted dirt and going and getting a root beer, but it is what it is. All right, Dino, here's what you missed. I built this rooted dirt farm, and I hate it. And I hate rooted dirt, even though it's beautiful and awesome and a lovely block, like fantastic building block, fantastic cosmetic, great for terraforming. I hate Mojang. Like, why no rooted dirt recipe? That's really the summary of what you missed. Why no rooted dirt recipe? So we're done. I'm done trying to get rooted dirt. We're just gonna add rooted dirt later. Oh, I never saw the results of that poll. Bro, no one answered any of them. Nice. Love that. That's so great. Makes me feel like my chat is very active and interested. That's a great feeling. All right, anyways, put all this away, I guess. That can go up there and go there. Oh, I gotta take this with me. If I just left that here, it would literally never move. Like, it would stay here for months. So, you know what? I should have. Ah, darn! I'm so inefficient. I should have put all this junk away first. Really, really, that's annoying. Okay, we'll just fly out there. Okay, so the big thing I want to get done in today's stream, if we can, I was only planning on streaming for like another hour, but I don't know if we can get this done in an hour, and I really wanted to get this done in today's stream, so we're gonna see. Hang on, I'm gonna take you up in a happy gas so that we can really get a nice view. By reading story time, give me a hint on what story you were dude, I don't even know. I haven't even thought about that, to be honest with you. Story time? Do I have like a really good, really interesting story? Yeah, I've got one. It's about my buddy Eric and I were like, just me and my buds were hanging around playing Cards Against Humanity. Is I guess the setup, right? So if you know what that game is or anything like that, might give you some hints. I could tell you a bit more, but I feel like that would get a little bit too close. Story time. Nice. Okay, so me and my buddies were, this was years ago, man, playing Cards Against Humanity, hanging out, and we have this well, pretty much any card game like Cards Against Humanity, Apples to Apples, etc. I like to play by a rule where if you pick up a card and you do not know what that card is, you don't get the reference, like you just don't understand what it's talking about, you can change it for another card so that you're not stuck with a card that you don't know anything about. But in order to exchange it with another card, you have to play that card face up on the discard pile and say, I don't know what this is referencing. I do not know this card. I don't get it. So that if other people do get it, or it's an obvious reference that you're just being an idiot about, people can make fun of you. So it just makes it a little bit more fun, but you know what I mean? It's all about making the game more fun. So we're playing by this rule, and my dyslexic friend Eric, of course, is like, oh great, starts throwing cards away left and right. Bunch of them were making fun of him from and whatnot. He draws a card and goes, I don't know what this means. Throws it down. It is one word. The word is consent. Dude, I lean forward, I pick up that card, I start geeking, man. I'm like, oh my gosh, you did not just say, like bro, I pick it up, I go, consent? Everyone starts dying, man. He's like, ah, shit, yeah, I do know what that means. And we're all just sitting, bro. It's my favorite story about my dyslexic friend Eric. He's he's so funny, dude. He's so funny. We won't let him live it down. It's pretty funny. my. Oh man, and the thing is, when I came up with that rule of like you gotta announce it, never in a million years did I think something like that would happen. That's not why I made the rule. But I think it's hilarious, dude. One of my favorite stories. One of my favorite stories. So thank you for redeeming that, man. Thank you for the story time. That was fun. Here's what we're doing right now. We're trying to finish up this forest. As you can see, the leaves are not done. I don't think we're gonna get the leaves done today, but here's what our goal is to get done today. The next step that we're gonna do, I've already placed all the tree stumps in to give us a nice pattern of, you know, thick areas, thin areas, occluding your vision so that it really makes you interested in what you're seeing, etc. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down where all the moss is, and we're going to replace the moss with a sporadic pattern of gravel, rough dirt, not rough dirt, coarse dirt. It would be rooted dirt, except for the fact that we don't have any. Podzol, gravel, and dripstone. You know what he means. I know words, but when I need to write it down, I can't spell it or write. I'm just dyslexic. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I knew what he meant. The thing is, like, he just didn't... Like, he couldn't read the word because he was dyslexic. So he, instead of trying to figure out what it said, he gave up, and it ended up being hilarious. Yeah, they're not necessarily sticking up out of the leaves. I just haven't finished putting the leaves in. So if you get really down close, you can see that I just need more leaves. I ran out of leaves. But yeah, eventually all this area will be filled in, but I'm doing it pretty much layer by layer. So yeah, we need a lot more, but that's not what we're working on right now. We're working on this area over here explicitly. We want to fill in all of the dirt and grass over here so that this looks more like this. It won't look finished yet, but it will look more like that. Let's put this here. I meant I, not you. Got you. At the start of the comment. Yeah, I know what he means. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying you can relate. I understand what you're saying. Okay. Basically, you're destroying a forest to make a new forest. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I can show you where I can show you where all of these dark oak, 2 forests actually. I've destroyed 2 forests. Oh my gosh, we get so distracted. But I want to show you guys now. Most of the dark oak wood and dark oak leaves that are in that forest came from up here. So just up here, just beyond this village, you'll notice the grass over here is darker, and you'll see a little bit of a dark oak forest left. Yeah, right here. But all of this area where the grass is darker, all of this used to be dark oak forest, all the way up to the side of the mountain here. So all of that used to be dark oak forest, and I tore the whole thing down to make the one that I'm making now. I didn't realize there was more dark oak forest up here. I actually forgot that there was more dark oak forest up here. I could easily continue deforesting this, and I will. But I actually found another dark oak forest off in that direction, like way out in that direction, and I've started deforesting that one as well. So yeah, I've actually deforested 2 forests in order to get what we've gotten so far. That's welcome to Minecraft, bro. That's how it works. You know, you gotta get your resources from somewhere. This one's way more dense though. It's also way prettier, let's be real. Let me be honest with you guys, when I started this stream, I thought we were gonna have this area over here pretty much looking like this. You know what I mean? We are not gonna have that done today. No way. No freaking way. But we'll see what we can do. Let's see. We'll get some dripstone, some coarse dirt, some gravel. That's pretty much all the blocks I have, variety-wise. Yeah, because I'm out of rooted dirt. Well, we'll have the rooted dirt that we have. But you'll notice, like, even in here, I also don't have much rooted dirt mixed in. It's very few and far between because I have very, very small amounts of rooted dirt. Because rooted dirt's so obnoxious to get, it's actually annoying. Kind of like the idea of having a rooted dirt here, though. Oh! Can you tell that this area is terraformed with no regard for the previous land? There we go. I put your skeleton of the building image in Google Images and it said it was a roller coaster. You win, man. We won't know what it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's only inspired by it. It's not a one-to-one replica. I'd have been, dude, I would have been pretty interested to hear it, especially if it got it right. Oh, you know what else I need is some packed mud. I need some packed mud so I can do the edges of the trail. Hang on. One last quick detour to something that's actually really cool that I only finished up recently. Hang on, so that's there. Let me go deposit all this other junk that's in my inventory and just kind of get sorted real quick. Yeah, that looked just as laggy for me as it did for you. That was not the stream. That was the game. I just live with that. Welcome to Bedrock. All right, we're gonna take that. There we go. And if you're wondering why I have so many freaking pistons and like observers and whatnot and levers, it's from farms. It's from old farms that I have destroyed, tore down, and then like built better ones that required like way less resources. So I just have like a bunch of leftover resources from old farms and old builds and stuff. Let's see what all goes here. I think that's it. Button goes here. Yeah. So over here, storage containers, so chest and barrel can go in there. Functional blocks like furnaces, crafting tables, and stone cutters. Buckets, functional items, can go in here, such as leads. Sticks are miscellaneous all the way over here at the back. Honey and slime have their own chest. Rails have their own chest. Why do I have another stick? That's so annoying. This one's gonna get auto sorted. Buttons are on redstone inputs. Oh yeah, that would also, you know what? Auto sorted. Scaffolding would also come over here for climbable blocks. This would all be, you know what, we can let the snowballs get auto sorted too. I don't really care about how long those are gone. All this glass can go upstairs. Terracotta wood, yeah, okay. So we'll put this shulker back in the ender chest here. And then over here we have our terracotta, so we can put the red terracotta away. Then we got to climb up here to put the wood away. Look, I could have all this stuff get automatically sorted. It just takes forever. It just takes a very long time. So I really only send stuff through the auto sorter if it's like just too hard. It's going to be annoying for me to sort by hand. Or it's just like, yeah, like honestly, like I could put all this stone stuff away, but honestly, I don't care about any of this. Like if I never see any of that again, big deal. I'll just throw it away. Same with that, and same with this piece of obsidian. I'm not throwing my rooted dirt away just because, dude, I need my rooted dirt. And my red wool will be down here. And all my leaf blocks, moss blocks, and nature blocks, they all go right here. There we go. Perfect. Let me, you know what? I noticed my ender chest was running out of, dude, that's pretty cool, right? Check this out. So these lights, they flicker whenever items are getting pushed through the system. Isn't that cool? It's just like a little addition. Here's the thing. Here's how you know that my world is incredibly laggy. These lights should flicker at the exact same time. They're not on any sort of delay whatsoever. So the fact that this flickers and then those flicker is all lag. It's all just because I'm literally dropping ticks. That's how bad Bedrock is about dropping ticks. So yeah, man, I love Bedrock, I really do. But if anyone asked me, I would never in a million years tell them to play Bedrock Edition. Actually, I would. I'd tell them to play with me. I'd be like, yeah, come play with me. I'm bored. I want friends. My friends don't play enough. They don't. They just leave me to it. You can tell because look at this. Another cool thing about playing on a realm is this is actually where we're about to go. We're about to go see this. First project I've ever finished without getting distracted. I built this in 3 days, which is the fastest I've ever done a project start to finish. But you can see no one, like last time someone was on was Sunday. Last Sunday they were on for a few minutes and I've been playing how long? Like no one plays with me. It's so annoying. It's the mud farm that you made when I texted you. Yes it is. Yes it is, Dino. It is a mud farm. It is the mud farm. Oh wait a minute, is what the mud farm? Is that big skeletal building the mud farm? Because then the answer is no. But we are about to go see the mud farm. That's where we're going to right now because we need more packed mud. So have you upgraded the realm? I don't know what that means. Realms doesn't really have an upgrades system. They have like, it's like a 3-person realm, so like me and 2 other people can play. Mostly just because I never see more than that many people on anyways. Like I've literally never had that be an issue that I can't play with more than 2 other people. And if it was an issue, I would just, you know, upgrade the realm. Fair enough. Yeah, to a higher player count. But it's not an issue, and I don't have the money really anyways to afford an upgrade like that. So Realms has social media page. They copied X. I mean, I don't know. I'm not on X, so I mean, I guess I have an X account, but I wouldn't really say I'm on X, so I don't really know anything about X and whatnot and whether Realms copied them. But yeah, Realms has like its own little social page where you can post screenshots to friends and see a timeline of when they were on and all that type of stuff. It's pretty cool. I mean, upgrade the specs of the realm. So you can't upgrade like hosting specs. It's always just going to be laggy. You know, there's only so much you can do. You can't actually upgrade that, which is kind of weird, isn't it? That they don't give you the option to upgrade that. But no. So I guess the answer is no. And yeah, the social feed. I like I said, I don't know about X, so I don't know. Maybe they just copied X. So this is my mud farm, my packed mud farm. Actually, it farms all kind of mud. But it's pretty sweet. I'll quickly demonstrate how it works. So you take dirt. You place dirt here. This dispenser automatically spits out more dirt. So you put dirt up here, right, and just fill it up, right? This piston pushes it over. And then this dispenser dispenses a water bottle to turn it into mud. There's a hopper underneath this dispenser filled with water bottles, empty bottles, that go into this dispenser. This dispenser down here spits those empty bottles into this water stream where they then float up and go into this hopper where they get pushed, you know, so it cycles itself all the way around and I get new dirt. So what I'll basically do is I will set up my auto clicker to just automatically right click every like second. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just over and over again, just like this, just placing dirt. I never run low on dirt. I always convert into mud. You can see, watch the water bottles. It's pretty cool. They can't get pushed past this obsidian. This, you know, pushes, this is your classic cuber. So they get pushed up into a big pillar, pushed out into a big wall, and then pushed out into a big cube. So classic cuber. If you were on Java Edition, you would hook this into a TNT duper. That's not a thing on Bedrock Edition, so I just mine it out all by hand. And then put mud in here. You dump the mud in here once you're done and just keep going. And then I've got 2 wheat fields right here, automatically harvested by these villagers. The mud automatically gets stored into these chests right here, which will go ahead and take about 9 stacks out. And the wheat from these villagers, which if we just go back here really quick, instead of using mine carts, which is the cheap way, I decided to just go ahead and do the expensive way because it's more reliable, which is using hoppers. So there are millions of hoppers under here, covering the entire wheat farm. All the wheat and all the seeds funnel into these 6 barrels right here, where they then funnel down here and get sorted out. So the seeds will get sorted out. I think, yeah, you know what? I put 3 sorters on each one, but I don't think it produces enough to really justify it. I'll probably tear out the other 2 and just have 1 sorter for each one. Because all the seeds, they get factored out and funneled into these composters. So the seeds automatically get turned into bone meal. The wheat goes in here and gets sent up, and the seeds go down here, or I should say the bone meal goes down here and gets sent up into the sorting system. And then back here, I've got all sorts of crazy redstone, because this is automatically able to produce literally any type of mud or packed mud that I want. So let me just kind of come around here, and I built this in 3 days from scratch, no creative planning whatsoever. It was really fun and really cool. But basically, so I'll show you the external storage right here. Wheat gets stored right here, and I'll go ahead and take about 9 stacks of that. And then all the bone meal gets stored right here. So mud, wheat, bone meal. You'll notice if you look really closely that I actually have hoppers on the backs of these that are pulling out all of the wheat that gets stored. Same with this one, it pulls out all the mud that gets stored, and that's hooked into this panel right here. So if I flip this lever, it'll make packed mud automatically and put it into this chest. If I flip this lever, it'll make mud bricks automatically and put them in this chest. This one is mud brick walls. This one is mud brick stairs. And this one is mud brick slabs. Literally, all I have to do is flip the lever and the system automatically starts crafting those items for me. And this is a shulker system. So if this light is on, it is low on shulkers, and I need to add more shulkers, I can add them right here. And if this light is on, then whenever any of these levers are flipped, then they will automatically be sent to shulkers to load bulk storage of each of those items, and then the shulker will end up in here. So I don't have to sort them into shulkers myself. And then when I turn that off, all of the shulker loaders get turned off. So yeah, I designed and built this in the course of 3 days. No creative planning. I'm very proud of it. Very happy with it. It's not fully finished, like full regards. As you can see, there's holes in the wall right here. And like the shulker loader here, I think some of these crafters have issues where if they don't fill up, like if they fill up all the way but not quick enough, they like break or something. I think that's just a bug. I don't think that's supposed to happen. And then my shulker loaders here have a detection right here, so it tells me when I'm low on shulker. I don't have any shulkers in there at all. Oh, I do have some shulkers in there, I guess. So I've got a detector to tell me when I'm running low, and a on-off switch over here, right here actually, to turn it on and off when I need it. So it's super cool, super crazy compact. This is what makes the packed mud bricks. That is what makes packed mud. This is what makes the walls. This is the shulker loader for the walls. Yeah, it's crazy compact, crazy cool. I'm very happy with this farm and the way it turned out. And then over here, it's another shulker loader. This is for the slabs. Yeah, a bunch of water pipes and whatnot. This one actually, I didn't have room to just put it over here, so I had to move it over here, run it over, and then run it up. There's crazy redstone on the back of this. Each of those levers has to have its own output that doesn't interfere with anything else. So like this right here is a crazy amalgam of redstone outputs that do not interact with each other and do not interfere with each other. So that was pretty cool and pretty fun to design. The farms like this, these are my favorite things, man. These are my favorite things to build. So I'm really happy with this area. So it is the one that I told me. Yeah. This is the one I told you about. Yeah. The farm that I've been working on. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What did you learn in computer science? I'm thinking of picking it. Mostly what I learned, so I learned Java, like the basics of Java coding. I learned the basics of like Python and the basics of C++. I'll be honest with you. I realized while taking the degree that this is more of a hobby to me, and I don't enjoy computer science as a profession. I really only enjoy it as a hobby. So I don't know if I'll ever even use that degree professionally. But it's pretty fun nonetheless. And I learned a lot about problem solving. So like if you want to just learn like technical problem solving, it helps a lot. I would say my computer science degree help me put things together, things like this together. Of course, my knowledge of Minecraft helps as well, but it's like if you can think logically, think like a computer thinks, or think like code, then it's going to help you a lot whenever you're building machines or creating code. Obviously, I'll put it like this. I don't know how old you are, but when I graduated high school, I was dead set on getting a job in the field of video game design. I really wanted to make video games for a living. And then after, while I was in college, doing a little bit more research and learning a little bit more just about industry as a whole, not the gaming industry, just industry as a whole. I hate industry. I hate it. I cannot stand it. I will not be a cog in a machine. I can't do it. It's not for me, man. So I realized I wouldn't be able to actually work for most video game companies just because it would violate my moral principles. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like if I had to do over again, I wouldn't have went to college. And that's not to say that I didn't learn things that I enjoy and I didn't learn things that I find valuable. I think the things I did learn were valuable. But was it worth the money I paid? Absolutely not. I could have taught that stuff to myself, and it would have taken longer, and it would have been harder, but I would have learned how to teach, and I would have learned how to learn, and I would have learned all that other content on top of all of that. And it wouldn't have cost me a dime. So yeah, it would have been the better option for me personally. But so basically all this to say, if you know for a fact that this is what you want to do, X, Y, or Z, this is what you want to do, and that thing requires a degree, go to college and get the degree. Nothing wrong with that. But if you can do it without a degree, boy howdy, do it without a degree. You know what I mean? And then if your company says, hey, we'll pay for you to get a degree, go. Yeah, sure, go to college. Don't pay for college if you can do what you want to do without going to college. Does that make sense? Don't pay for college if you can do what you want to do without paying for college. You know what I mean? That would be my number one biggest piece of advice. But all that said and done, I would say the biggest takeaways I learned were I learned the basics of coding languages to the point where I would comfortably say I could probably teach myself most coding languages if I had to. And I also just learned a lot about like critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, and other things like that that are just valuable things to have. But you can learn that stuff almost anywhere. Like, I also learned a lot of that stuff through doing FLL robotics in middle school, from doing scouts throughout high school, and before high school a little bit even, I think. Definitely before high school a little bit, yeah. It's just like, yeah, problem solving, critical thinking, and basic coding I would say are my big takeaways, my big things that I got from college and from my degree. Was there a lot of projects, or was it just mostly theory? I don't think I had any classes that were like just theory, unless it was just like a if we're talking computer science related course, I don't think I had any projects that were theory, other than maybe like ethics of business IT. You know what I mean? Like, I took an ethics of business class. And that is, I guess you could call that theory. It's not really what it is, but you could call that theory. But anything related to my course material, anything computer science related, was all project based. It was all hands-on project experience, make this project, do this thing, etc. Right? So yeah, and from that regard, yeah, it's you get a lot of hands-on projects. Like, I remember my first year of college when I was really just starting out and didn't know anything. And I'll put it like this: because I'm not planning on using my degree in a professional field, I actually got more from my first few years at college than I did my last few. Because the last few were really focused on how to apply the information I had already learned to a business and to my career and to my job. And I didn't really want to do that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really information that was useful to me at all. But I think that works well. That kind of creates like an artificial extension of the zone here, right? But all of my like early classes were very hands-on. I had a lab project, a lab class my first year, and it was like literally every day or every Wednesday or something like that, we would go to the lab and we would, like, they would give us an assignment, like, make a calculator, code a calculator. And we would code a calculator right there in class, and it would take 2 or 3 hours, and it was a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun. I loved that class. The only thing is, I'll put it like this: I've always been a very quick learner. I learn very quick. I teach myself, no problem. It's nice to have a teacher, but 9 out of 10 times I don't need a teacher. You know what I mean? So after taking that class, I was like, you know, I really like the content. I like learning this material and whatnot, but I'm going to class to sit at a computer. Like, I'm walking to class just to sit in front of this computer, when all I had been doing all day was sitting in front of a computer in my dorm. And then when I was done with the class, I would then go home back to the dorm and sit in front of my computer again. You see where I'm going with this? That's why I inevitably ended up switching to online college, because I realized I was paying way more money for like an in-person experience that I just didn't need. It provided me no additional benefit personally. This is a personal experience. I'm not saying this is for everyone, but it definitely didn't provide me any additional benefit. And I realized really quickly, like college is not for me. You know what I mean? The quote unquote college experience is not for me. I couldn't care less about the quote unquote college experience. I don't want the college experience. I just want my experience. You know what I mean? I want to do things. I want to do whatever I want. I'm always gonna do whatever I want, right? and I'm gonna teach things and learn things my way, right? Like other people's way, it just never worked for me. You know what I mean? So all this to say, go to college only if you know 100% for certain that what you want to do requires a college degree. And I would say try to do it without a college degree. And it's only once you've realized I absolutely need a college degree that you should be doing that. And then beyond that, I would say don't go to in-person college just for the college experience. It's not for everyone, man. If you and look, I don't want to turn this into like a moral or like a question of ethics or anything like that. So if you want to party, if you want to drink, if you want to do whatever, and that's why you're going to college, okay. I'm not going to get into the moral discussion of all that. Okay. Just know that that's why you're there, and ask yourself, is it worth spending this much money just to party? Is a party really worth this much money? Ask yourself that, if that's why you're there. And if it is, cool, fine. You know, you do you. You do more power to you, buddy. As long as you're not hurting others. But if that's not who you are, if you've always been a very individual person, if you're not a very outspoken person, if you're not going to engage in the clubs, if you're not going to participate in like the extracurriculars, don't go to in-person college. There's no reason to pay extra money to go to an in-person college if you have the ability to learn just as well virtually. There's no reason. So those would be my thoughts. My big two things is just, if you go to college, make sure it really is what you want, because I wouldn't say I regret it, but I wouldn't go again. Like if you could, like if you asked me, I had the ability to rewind time, I would say no, there's no point. But if I already had rewound time, it wasn't up to me, and it was just, okay, go again, I wouldn't go to college. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a hard stance to explain, so hopefully you understand all that I meant. Hopefully you understand all that I meant. And best of endeavors to you. Best of endeavors to you. Best of luck to you. Hope whatever you end up doing, you really enjoy it. Okay, there we go. So that makes, and you know what? We should put some rough dirt in there, but we'll do that later. So honestly, I think this makes all of this look a lot better. We need like a sea lantern under here so that this path lights up. So if you're wondering where this light comes from the fact that I buried sea lanterns under here. There they are. Yeah. So on Bedrock Edition, path blocks do not block light, so you can just bury sea lanterns and torches underneath of them, and they will light up. On Java Edition, path blocks emit their own light, but that does not happen on Bedrock Edition. So, never even heard of online college? What? How have you never heard of online college? Online colleges and Zoom calls? Kind of. I mean, so the online college I attended was a work at your own pace, no class online college. So basically, there would be teachers and courses. So when I started a course, it would give me access to all the course material and the final. All I had to do was pass the final and I was done with the course. There were no classes, and there was a little bit of structure depending on the course. But basically, I would look at the course material, read it, study it, learn it, take the final, and then I was done with the class. So some classes took me like months, like a month and a half to finish. Other ones I was done in like 4 days because I already knew all the course material. So I started it and then took the final like 2 days later because I already knew everything. And then I was done with that class. So online college is going to be not only cheaper, it's going to allow you to get the degree faster if you have the ability to educate yourself, or if you already have all the knowledge you need. It's not going to force you to go to these courses every day and sit through a class that's going to teach you information you already know. There were Zoom calls and stuff like that offered if you needed additional help. I never did any of them, so I don't have an option if I go to college or not. Question is which course, and I'm thinking either culinary college or computer science, because I can't learn Java online for the life of me, which is totally fair. I get it. I've always found a teacher explaining it makes it way easier, which is totally fair. It's funny because I've always found that explaining it as though I am a teacher makes me understand it way better. If a teacher explains it to me, I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. But if a student comes up to me and says, can you explain this? I'm like, yeah, of course. And suddenly I understand it. It's super weird. It's super weird. I found that with calc in high school. I took a calc class in high school, and I totally had no idea what I was doing. And then one of my friends came up to me. It's basically like, can you help me understand this? And I was like, yeah. And suddenly I understood it. And I was like, I guess I always understood it, but it was just like, it wasn't until I tried to explain it that I realized I understood it. Like, it's weird. It's super weird. I don't know. I'm home educated. I'll tell you what, I've been thinking a lot about, like, when I have a family, if I have a family and whatnot, I will probably homeschool my kids. Just because the public school system, especially in America, all the school systems are going to the dogs, man, in America. So I'd probably homeschool my kids, but I don't know. I don't know. It's funny that you say culinary or computer science, because honestly, that's probably the two I would have chosen from, is culinary or computer science. I love culinary. I love cooking. It's so much fun. I love building flavors. I love making new dishes. I love cooking. The reason I chose computer science when I was back in high school was because computer science, like, starting salary is like culinary max salary. You know what I mean? So I was looking at the money. Of course, now becoming a head chef at a restaurant, it's a lot easier than becoming a design lead at a computer science company. So if I had to do over again, I wouldn't have gone to college at all. I probably just would have joined, like, a not construction company, but doing something very similar to what I do now, which is furniture assembly. I probably would have just started doing that right out of high school, and probably would have tried to make my own business doing that. I might still do something like that, but I don't know. Hmm. There we go. I think it's pretty good. Same, dude. My power is taking random ingredients in the kitchen and making something edible. Dude, go for that then. I'll tell you this much. A job you love is way, way, way more important than a job that makes you rich. But at the same time, a job that pays the bills is way, way, way more important than a job that you love. You understand? If it comes down to turn into a thief and stealing for what you need to get by because you don't have the money you need to pay your bills, just go work at McDonald's. Just go work at Sonic. Do what you need. Like, go make money to pay your bills. There is not an excuse to not to breaking the law, basically, right? There's not an excuse to rob. Like, oh, I didn't have like, I need to pay my bill and they're gonna kick me out on the street, so I stole from this person. Dude, not valid. Not valid. You're wrong. Go get a job you hate if that's what it means to care for your family and provide for the people you love. If that's what you got to do, go get a job you hate. But do not get a job you hate that pays more than you need. If you can get a job you love that pays all the money you need, that's the job you should have. I like this. Guys, what do you think? I'm really happy with this and the way things are coming along. Let's do, is that, well, we don't really have too much of an option there, do we? That'll be okay. Darn it! I was trying not to. Oh, wow. Kind of forgot that my shovel was ridiculously fast. Wow, that was a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like right back to back there, huh? All right, and then we'll put this oak slab down there. Okay, there we go. Another piece of packed mud right there, and one up here, and over here. There we go. There we go. That's pretty good, I think. And if we look from down here, yeah, it looks like a nice, like, rugged path someone tore up the side of the hill. Okay, I like it. Let's do some more packed mud around here. You know what? We can even, just to make it a little bit easier, do packed mud all the way around here. And I don't want these path blocks, so I'm going to dig it up by hand. Oh, found the edge. So yeah, this gives me a great example of what I was saying I'm going to do for that one over there. So you can see here, I brought the whole cliff face out a little bit and then just made it a sheer wall, so it looks more like this. I'm going to do the same thing over here. It's almost like this extends out too far. Like I want, okay, this one's too much, I guess. I think that's definitely one of the troublemakers. I think that's good. I think that makes it look more open. Like there's an open pathway over here, right? Yeah, but it doesn't, kind of pushes you along the edge here, but it feels more open. I like that. Kind of bad at judging if some questions are too personal, so just say if it is. But does your job pay decently? Like, is it enough to get by and stuff? And do you rely on YouTube ads? So as far as personal questions go, honestly, I'm that exact same way. Like, I don't like what other people understand as like just boundaries that everyone gets. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't know where the boundaries are. So I totally get it, man. And you can feel free to ask anything you want. I'll tell you straight up, yeah, I'm not going to answer that. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But feel free to ask it if you feel comfortable asking it. You know what I mean? I'll tell you if I don't feel comfortable answering. But does it pay decently? I would say yes. Right now I'm not making much money, just because there's not that much work to do. My work is dependent on like demand, because I only like if people aren't buying grills, then I don't need to build grills, so I don't get paid. You know what I mean? And if people aren't buying lawn furniture, then I don't need to build lawn furniture, and I don't get paid. So that is pretty much the only problem with my line of work. But that's fine. I'm good at saving and whatnot, and good at managing my money. So it's not a huge issue. And yes, when I have work, it pays very well. It's by the gig, so it depends on me as well. Like it depends on how fast I go. Like the faster I go, the more I make, because it's like every grill I get paid the same amount for every grill I assemble. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter anything else, right? Like I get paid the same amount for every grill I assemble. So the faster I can assemble the grill, the more money I'm actually making, or like the more I'm getting paid per hour. You know what I mean? So it all depends on me, but I can do the job fast enough that I make good money. Yes. I do not depend on YouTube ads at all. Honestly, I actually have never even gotten a payout from YouTube. I am monetized on YouTube now, which is really cool and really fun, really sweet. So I am making money from YouTube, but I haven't actually gotten a payout yet. You know what I mean? None of that money has actually hit my bank account. It's not fungible. It's not actually spendable. It's not liquid, because it's not in my account yet. It's all, it's just like, it's all in YouTube's payroll or whatever it is. I don't know if they have like an amount that automatically pays out whenever like it reaches a certain level or whatever, or if it's like I have to just go in there and request a payout whenever I want one, or like what the dealio is. So I'm definitely not dependent on it. I do have it. I've never actually used it, but yeah, I've also made some money from Twitch. I think in total I've probably made about like $250, maybe $300 from Twitch, over several years, like 5 years. I think I've been Twitch a Twitch affiliate for as long as I've had this world. So $250 in 5 years is nothing. But for, 2 or 3 of those years, I don't think I streamed at all. So that's nice. Yeah. So I actually really like what I do right now, and I make enough money so I'm not worried about it. My current plan is to just kind of keep doing what I'm doing. I want to keep streaming Minecraft. I want to keep posting videos about my van. Once I get my van up and running, I'm thinking that my YouTube channel will turn more into kind of like a vlog channel, where I might post, maybe not every day because I'm really bad about that. And if I'm not doing it full time anyways, like, then I don't see the point in doing it every day. But like once a week, once a month, whenever I feel like it, if I'm doing something, I might post like a short, like a literal short vlog short, I should say. And I don't know. So that's kind of my plan, is to get that van together and to go out and explore nature and take videos of it and post videos about that, because I love that type of stuff. Continue streaming my Minecraft world and mod reviews and other stuff like that other people really love to watch. I don't know, one day I've talked about going pro, quote unquote going pro, on this channel before. It seems like something that's actually a lot more feasible to me than it ever has. Like to me, that was always a fever dream, not even something I was sure I would want to do. I'll put it this way. If I can go pro without the stress of content creation, that's like, I need to put out content every month. I need to make sure my views are this amount. Like, I can't stress about that stuff, man. I just can't. So if I can go pro without stressing about that stuff, I would. I think I probably would. The question is it even possible to do that? You know what I mean? To hit a point where I have such a consistent viewership and a consistent follow base and fan base and whatnot, that I have the luxury of taking time off if I want to, of posting videos that are against the norm when I want to, you know, stuff like that. I don't know if that's in the cards, but we'll see. So now what we're gonna do is pretty much just go through like we're going right now, back up every now and then, and add a bit more of a pattern in here. Not a pattern, add just a bit more variety, I should say. There we go. You know what? Instead of doing it all at once, we should go through with one item at a time. Where do you think you will go in your van? I don't know anything about American landmarks. Oh, I was gonna say, dude, all over America. But if you don't know anything about American landmarks, I think woo, some of the first areas I'll go will be local, because I'll need to look into a remote job in order to be able to travel nationwide. So some of the very first areas I go will be local to me. So I might go to like Mammoth Cave. It's just like a gigantic cave system in America. I think it's literally the largest cave system in the entire world, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. If it's not the world, I'm very confident. I'm more confident that it's the largest cave system in the entire US, although I'm still not 100% sure on that. I think it is. But Mammoth Cave is in my alma mater, my old Kentucky home, right here where I was born and raised. So that would be an obvious go-to, and I've been there a few times. It is really cool. I don't know. I'd love to go. The thing is, I would love to travel internationally, really. I would really love to travel internationally. But I would have to take it one nation at a time, because I would need to ship my van overseas. So for now, we're just gonna explore the US. I'll definitely go out to the west. I've never really been out west, so there's just like so many things out west that I want to go see. Just all over the place, like the Grand Canyon. I just want to go see like Arizona, Sedona, and like just that area is very different geographically than the area I live in now. Like it's all sandstone instead of like I think what we have here is igneous rock. I don't know. And like the animals are different. I would love to drive up to Alaska sometime, but that'll have to be really late on, because I'll have to put like really good tires on that van so that it doesn't get stuck. Just like, man, dude, anywhere. If you can think of it, like, I probably want to go see it. You know what I mean? I've been up to the Niagara Falls several times, although I suppose I would definitely go back at some point in my van. Not opposed to going back and checking it out, because it is really cool, and it's a beautiful area to just like explore, spend a day, whatnot, etc. A lot of what I'll be doing is just going to various campgrounds like worldwide or nationwide, and just like staying at that campsite for a while, doing some hiking, seeing the sights, and all that type of stuff, and then moving on. So a lot of it will not be like I probably won't know the names of those campsites. I don't know the names of campsites like that just off the top of my head. But once I get my van, I'll spend a lot of time at those places. So, or once I get my van, once I get it finished, I should say. Guys, we are already streaming. Like, this is pretty much the limit of what I wanted to stream today, what I thought we would stream today, so I am getting tired. But I really want to get this pattern in. Like, it just looks so good. The difference from, like, already it's starting to look a lot better. Do you see that? The variation? And that's, I mean, that's nothing compared to how it's going to look when it's done. Let's do these two next. And so, thought process here. If you guys want to learn to terraform like me, not that I'm the best terraformer in the world, but if you want to learn to terraform like me, here's the thought process. The first thing I do is I create a canvas. What I did for this canvas was moss. I just mossified the whole area, and I tore out all the azaleas. From there, I put in my big things that are going to catch my eye and limit my point of view. That's the big trees. So you can see, like, this one, I didn't bother putting branches in yet because it's not a huge deal. Whereas this, the way that this branch interacts with these branches is going to be vital for how I see this entire wall. You know what I mean? And I want to leave little gaps here that eventually will get. So this is a gap. That's a real nice gap, but it feels too big. And I do like how it feels like it's a nice big gap. Like, it feels like you could walk straight through there. But as soon as you start walking, all of a sudden you have to zigzag your way through. Any of these big areas like here, I might put a mushroom to kind of block some more lines of sight, but that's all going to depend on once everything comes together. It's too early to be thinking about mushrooms right now. Really what I'm doing right now in order to get a nice pattern on the floor is I'm going one material at a time. So we started with moss. That's our blank canvas. My next the next material that I want to be prevalent is podzol, this brown, something completely opposite of the moss, something that's going to pop against it, because I don't have anything that's going to blend. I could put some grass throughout here, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like grass. Like, grass compared to moss, grass just looks like bad compared to moss. I'm going to be real. Also, there's water here, so all of this is probably going to get re-terraformed. So I'm going to try not to put any podzol down in that little area down there. Another thing I try to do, I want it to be spread out and diverse enough that when you look here, none of that is connected. It all spread out and looks different. But when you look here, it does distinctly grow in patches. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's all near each other, so it feels like a patch. Like over here. It feels like a patch. Feels like a patch, right? But it's also spread out enough that it doesn't feel overwhelming, you know what I mean? And honestly, like, I might even, like, right here, because there's so much empty space, I might even do a big patch, something like that, right? And then really around the edges kind of make it look a lot more sparse, right? So like that, boom, all of a sudden that nice big patch looks great. It looks a little weird because there's only green, but if we start to, like, really spread out the other colors around, like, to do, yeah, something like stuff like this, you know what I mean? So, and like I said, I was trying to just do them one at a time, but I wanted to give you guys a good example of, like, how, like, it really looks good once you get all those colors and whatnot in there. It's like that. Looks suddenly much better, doesn't it? Right? right? Now just wait until we get grass on there, mushrooms on there, stone buttons, I should say, I guess. You see what I'm saying? Like, that little patch might have stood out at first, but then after we finished diversifying, now all of a sudden looks great. So you can see how doing things in patches is great. So my podzol stands out the most against my moss, which is why I'm doing it first. It's the one that you're probably going to notice the most. It's the one that naturally draws your eye the most, because that root of dirt does, and the dripstone do too. But once you put it next to the podzol and the moss, it actually looks more like a blend. It looks more like you're blending, which is what we want. But we got to keep that in mind and make sure that our podzol, like, let's look from out here. We can't see any podzol when we're on the river line. So let's fix that. Let's get some podzol right there on the river line so we can see it. Right? And we can even do something like this and then put a moss carpet over it. And then from the top, it still looks like moss. So from the outside, we still get that moss effect. From this side, you actually get some podzol in there, right? And something like this could be coarse dirt with a moss carpet on top, right? It just breaks up that shoreline a little bit more. Honestly, I've been thinking a lot about my future. Look, I don't know how old you are, but I would assume, just in talking to you and what you do know and whatnot, probably about high school, probably about that age where you start thinking about your future, which makes a lot of sense. I've been thinking a lot about my future. I really love coding. But the idea of studying computer science just to end up in a 9-to-5 kind of scares me. With how fast AI is advancing, it really feels like a lot of those jobs could change or even disappear. That's a super valid point. Do something AI can't do, maybe, like plumbing. But if you hate plumbing and don't find it interesting, don't do plumbing. You know what I mean? Like, culinary might be a smart way to go, man. I mean, I already use AI to help improve my own code. Dude, right? That's the thing, right? Like, now, here's the thing. Here's what I'll tell you. Even now, IT jobs, if you hire someone to come fix your printer, I used to do printer repair. Guess what I would do when I showed up? I would look at the manual instructions. If they didn't have the answer, I would Google it and just do whatever Google said. And usually that would work. Like, that's the thing. Like, IT is not about knowing what to do. It's about knowing how to figure out what to do. You know what I mean? Like, and with the rise of AI, that niche could really, really go away very quickly. You're absolutely right. At the same time, I really want to do YouTube. I want to be genuinely proud of the videos I make. The problem is that going full time would mean constantly worrying about views, numbers, and performance. Exactly. I totally understand what you mean. I feel that exact same way. To actually make a decent living, I'd have to put out way more effort into editing. Put way more effort into editing and making my videos more entertaining, and that pressure can be stressful. Yeah, man. Here's what I've learned. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but that idea of 9 to 5, being a cog in the machine, joining a video game design company. Like, if I worked for Mojang, I'd at least want to feel like I had some kind of voice on what I was working on. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting to be in charge of or even have a say in what the next update is or what makes it and what doesn't make it in the end. No first time hire Mojang employee would get that type of authority. I totally understand that. I'm not expecting that. But what I would want is the ability to have a say in what I'm working on. You know what I mean? Like, say they assign me to the lighting team or the modeling team for entities and mobs and creatures, right? Well, I would then want a say, at least a say, in the texture of the mob, right? Because that texture and the model go hand in hand. I'd want a say in where you found this mob because they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like, I'd want to feel like I had the ability, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was in charge of building the model for a mob, I couldn't just leave it at that. I would have to build the entire mob, not necessarily by myself, but I would at least have to be on the team that is discussing it. So I felt like I had a voice, you know what I mean? Like, you can't say you are only gonna make the model and I only care about your thoughts on the model. You don't get to know anything else. You don't get to care about or think about anything else. That doesn't work, you know what I mean? That might work at Ford, where you're building cars, and yeah, the person who puts the doors on only needs to know how to put doors on. That's all they need to know. And the person who designs it, they might need to know a bit more. They might need to know, you know, how the person puts the doors on so that they can design a door that goes on easily, right? But that's not how specialization works, at least in America. I don't know if you're American, but at least here in America, that's not how anything works. You are specialized. You do one thing, and that's all you do. That's how America works, and it's awful. It's absolutely terrible, and it's why I can't do industry. It's why I can't just be a 9-to-5. You know what I mean? It's why I can't do things like that. I need to work with my hands. Like, I need to feel like I'm making something. I'm creating something, right? Now, that doesn't have to be a physical creation. It can be a code. I can code. That's still creating something. It can be like what I'm doing now, the terraforming. That's still creating something. But it can't be just like, oh, well, all you do is you know, cut the meat to the sandwiches. That's all you do. Ever. Just cut the meat and only worry about cutting the meat. Don't worry about anything else. I can't do that. You know what I mean? So it's totally valid. I will say like this, even beyond the money aspect of culinary, I am afraid about how long it takes to move up in the culinary world. So I personally, if I was working in culinary, I wouldn't have to right away. I totally understand. Like, I could work under a head chef if I respected that head chef and I respected respected them, you know, knew that they were good at what they did. But if I didn't respect that head chef, I could never work for them. You know what I mean? Like, I would have a big problem. A big problem. So that kind of kept me away from culinary. Maybe it was a bad idea, because I do love the idea of cooking for a living, but I don't know. At this point, I'm also just kind of rambling, so. Bro, look at this. I want to put rooted dirt under there. Rooted dirt, so expensive. Makes such a difference, though. Doesn't it? Come on. Routine sit-ups? Bruh. Okay. Dude, that looks so good. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But to be fair, if everyone doesn't want to cut the meat in the sandwiches, then who will? It's true. It's absolutely true, right? I'll design a machine that cuts it for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. But then you have the automation problem of jobs getting replaced and etc. And don't get me wrong, I totally get someone's got to cut the meat. You know what I mean? And if I'm the new kid, I'll cut the meat for 3 months. I'll cut the meat for 6 months. You know what I mean? That's fair. You got to pay your dues. The problem is, I have worked at places before. Where they have no respect for you. They can see that you have potential and they don't even care. Or they don't even see it. You know what I mean? They don't, like they will not move you up. They will not allow you to do anything else. They don't want you to do anything else. They want you to just cut the meat forever. I can't do that. You know what I mean? That's the problem. That's the part that really scares me. And that's the part where, honestly... Hang on. Let me do these setups real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Watch streak reach. 3-stream streak, bruh. There you go. Hey, so when your van is set up, are you going to move into the van full time and sell your house, or are you going to do a hybrid of both? I'm moving into the van full time, but this is not my house. This is my parents' house. Fun fact, they don't even live here. They actually moved, and me, my brother, and my sister were not financially stable enough to live on our own. So instead of getting a place where they move, but we're all old enough that we should be moving out anyways. So instead of, they moved to Tennessee. So instead of buying a place in Tennessee that was big enough to accommodate all 5 of us, me, my brother, my sister, and my parents, they are just renting an apartment, and they still own this house. They come back like twice a month, and we just live here. So once we move out, they're going to sell it. Actually, they're going to sell it next May, regardless of whether we've moved out or not. So the goal is to have it done by next May. And I'm going to move into the van and live in it full time. Yeah. Anyways, what I was saying was like, yeah, sometimes people suck, right? And sometimes corporations are awful. The world is evil. Evil exists in the world. It's undeniable. And that's where I personally I lean so heavily on my faith. I lean so heavily on my faith because you can stress yourself out thinking about all the ifs and buts and like, how do I do it? I'm just one guy. I'm just one man trying to navigate this system of evil and corporation, and people suck and there's no hope. Like to me, without faith, you have no hope. Like, if everything just is what it is. So the Bible clearly teaches, that God is, 1, sovereign over all, controls everything, and 2, loves us as human beings. And you can raise a lot of questions off of those 2 things, like, oh, well, then why is there evil in the first place? And look, I've done my research, I've got answers, but if you want to get into it, I'm totally open to it. But I know most people don't like getting into it, so I'm trying to just briefly share my thought without getting too far into it, and annoying people. But for me, I hear that and I go, then I don't got to worry about it. I do have to educate myself, and I do have to make smart decisions, because the Bible talks about that as well, right? Be wise, be smart, be educated, do things to the best of your ability, and do them out of love. I always try to do those things. But if I'm doing those things, whatever happens in the course of my lifetime, wherever my path leads and wherever it ends up, whatever goes on, it's all going to be okay. There's someone way stronger and way more powerful than I am, way smarter than I am, who loves me and cares for me way more than I love and care about myself, and I don't even know how that's possible. So I know for a fact it's going to be okay, you know? Whenever these stressful decisions come up, and I would look, some people don't like when you say throw the word prayer around. They feel like prayer is useless because oftentimes when people pray, they want things to happen the exact way they want them to happen, and that's just not how it works. But pray on it. Like, if you educate yourself, you really think hard about it, and you pray on it, you will make the right decision, even if it feels like the wrong one, even if it doesn't feel like the right decision, or you will make the right decision if you really think about it, you really pray on it, and you just trust the Lord. You'll make the right decision in the end of the day, whatever it is. Saw a guy in an orange shirt in the background. Oh, it's probably my brother-in-law. Probably my brother-in-law. I think he's the only one here. I have a brother and a brother-in-law. My brother is not here, I don't think. He usually isn't, so it's hard to say. But it's probably my brother-in-law. Plus, I don't think my brother wears orange, whereas brother-in-law is a big Bengals fan, so orange sounds more likely. Bengals. The Bengals, for those of you that don't know, because I think most of my audience is not American, is a football team, an American football team. So... Bro, I love getting into it. Don't worry about it. The only thing is you might get me into it and piss some other people off, but you're never gonna make me mad about getting into it. I love getting into it. Not to get into it as well, but I believe evil exists for God to show you what not to do and to teach you to always believe in him no matter what happens. Bro, dude, this guy's got it figured out. This guy knows what he's talking about. Huggo, bro, with the follow. What's up, man? Thank you for the follow. That's a refollow, right? I can't remember. If it's not, then thank you for the follow. But I'm pretty sure you just unfollowed and then refollowed for the notif. Either way, I appreciate it. Dude, dude, Hacker hit it nail on the head, man. There's a couple other reasons why, at least as explained by the Bible. Like, well, let me ask you this, right? How does God demonstrate sacrificial love in a sinless world? Right? God says, I love you so much I would die for you. How does he demonstrate that? How do we possibly know what that's like, what that type of love is like, if we can't live in a sinful world where that type of love is necessary? You can't possibly know. So there would be whole aspects and whole parts of God's character that would never be revealed to us, that we would never be capable of figuring out if this world was not fallen. Beyond that, like, look at fashion and culinary cooking and video games and all these other things. Like, for all the evil in the world, there's lots of beauty too, and all of this beauty never would have come about if the world hadn't fallen and we hadn't been forced to find a way. You know what I mean? Like for as much evil as in this world, there's a lot of good too, and a lot of good has come out of that evil that we wouldn't have had if we didn't have the evil in the first place. So by allowing evil to exist temporarily and then eventually beating the evil, God actually creates a better world than we would have if it was never fallen at all. And that's just my like 1 or 2 minute explanation for if God, why evil. But yeah, I refollow every stream. Nice. What a guy. Also, when Americans say football, they mean soccer, right? No, that's Europeans. When Americans say football, they mean football, American football. At least that's what I mean. It's the one with the elongated ellipsal. I'm just gonna pull up a picture. Hang on. When I just search football, it'll probably, yeah, come up with American football because it knows I'm in America. Whereas if you just search football, it'll probably come up with European football. No, this type of football is what I'm talking about. Bengals, the Bengals are an American football team. So no, this is what I'm talking about. We call the other type of football. So what you would call football in Europe, we call that soccer here in America. I mean, do you call it caramel or caramel? Caramel or caramel? It's the same thing. Football, soccer is the same thing. It's just about what you call it. It's just dialects. And technically it's not rugby. It's a smaller ball. It's not rugby. It's almost identical The funny thing is, you Europeans call American football rugby, but the Hispanics, the Mexicans that actually invented rugby, get really, really mad when you call rugby football. And just like, so me calling football soccer is like you calling football rugby. You know what I mean? I know that's kind of hard to, like, kind of hard to work out, because when I say football, I mean two different things. But when I call football what you call football, when I call it soccer, the way it makes you feel is the same way Hispanics feel when you call American football rugby, or when you call rugby football, or when us Americans, I should say, call rugby football. But yeah, rugby is slightly different. It is slightly different officially, and it's mostly a Hispanic sport. I think I'm gonna put this site here. Is that too much brown over there? Yeah, I feel like that's a line of brown, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with the just the moss here. I like this. Oh, okay. I feel like I'm missing one of my blocks. My dripstone, that's what it is. And yes, that is intentional. I want it up like that. The dripstone is very similar to the wood, so I kind of take advantage of that. It also looks like a rock, so I usually try to put the dripstone near the other woods and whatnot. Right, like I wanted another brown here, but I felt like that was going to be too much, so I put gravel here to try to blend with it. I think that works well. I'm not totally sold on it, but I do think it's pretty good. We're going to leave some of those patches of ground. Remember patches, patchworks, right? So like, yeah, a bunch of green here, but that's okay. A little patch of green every now and then. We don't need full diversity, full gradient. Let's do here and here, right? Yeah, there we go. And then right here. That's a lot of dripstone right next to each other. I try not to put that much dripstone near each other. I really try to spread it out. Okay, I think that's pretty good as far as this little left alcove over here goes. I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah, and if we look at that, it's looking a lot better. I think we can put a piece of gravel here. And here. Okay, I'd say that that is a nice spread, a nice diverse spread all in this area here. God, oh my gosh. You see what I'm saying, man? Like, look how long just that little area took. We've got this whole area over here. I did this entire forest. I did. Now let's come in here and take a look at this again. Keep in mind, every single bush, every single leaf, every single azalea, all placed by hand. Like... And eventually, I still have to do one final pass. So the areas over here are mostly done. The only thing left to do is give them glowberries, glow vines. So I want to do like this. So eventually the whole forest will look like this area right here. Like this is a done area. This area is completed. I think this area looks so cool. And I'm really trying to think about view paths. So like... when you come up through here, obviously there needs to be more like in the foreground, but in like the background, so like right here, Like that's the view I want you to have. Like I don't want you to be able to come up here. I want it kind of to force you around here. And then there you go, right? So you've got this nice view here. And then this almost looks like it disappears up into the vines, right? Doesn't look like there's that much up there. And I'll continue bringing vines down to make it feel kind of secluded. When you come down, boom, blocks your line of sight for this mushroom tree or mushroom house right here, right? I totally want to block out the mushroom house so you can't see it. So these vines here pretty much block it out entirely. All you can see is that there's some mushroom back there. I'll put some more vines here to do the same. Right? And it kind of like pulls you over in this way, right? I'm trying to think about like where people's eyes go and where you want to go along the edge here, right? We've got vines all along the edge here. It's like this edge, I want it to make it look clearly and obviously like, hey, the trees are starting to get fewer and farther between. This one out here kind of stands on its own. So I want some air, some space where you can see things like the fountain sticking through. That's an intentional viewpoint, right? But and when you come around here, like no matter what angle you look at it from, the idea is that it looks natural. It creates natural viewpoints. So eventually over on this side, when you look through here, right there is going to be a big oak tree. So you can see, actually, oh, you know what? I don't think it will be. I think it'll just be open. I might have to put something there to fill in that space. Huh, how do I do that? So I'm going to have right here a big oak tree that sticks up. It's going to be kind of like to parallel this tree. So I don't know if Dino is still back. He said he was back, but this is the work I've got so far on my cherry tree. So you can see it's very basic. I've just got the outline. I'm still working on putting all the branches in, and I'm still working on putting like the leaves in. So you can see the leaves here and whatnot. So eventually the outline should go something like this and kind of block the greenhouse from view so that you want to go see what the greenhouse is when you're like over here. I'm always thinking about sight lines, right? So you spawn in right about here, I think, maybe right about here-ish. So you get a little bit of that tree, you get the fountain, you get another tree over there. If you turn over here, you get a nice cherry blossom tree, another oak tree jutting up over here, probably gonna extend out over here and then have like a swing. So then all you have is like, so you can see the main building, the fountain, there'll be trees behind the fountain. Visitor village, this one, this tree, the gazebo, another tree. Like it's a bunch of disconnected things that you get a little bit of a peek at all of them, and it just makes you want to like walk around and explore all of them. But you could seriously get lost just exploring this area right here. Like all of the diversity and stuff all packed in right here. And all packed in right here. Like you can't actually get into there. That's another thing I've been thinking about is like pathways. Like what pathways exist through the woods and what pathways simply do not exist through the woods. Lighting and stuff like that is another big one. Yeah, but oh my gosh, we've been going for like almost 3.5 hours. Wait, press B? Emote. I got the emote slot. Why? Oh, people watching the VOD will be so confused. We went from Hogwarts to computer science to job pass to van to arguing about football. Bro, I don't think anyone gonna be watching the VOD, but that would be pretty funny. Also, Ace, when the Nether opens, can we have a pack update? Because I am fixing Biome Bound, and we can update the add the update to the new pack. I got you. Yeah, I've been thinking about pack updates. The thing is, I don't really know. I don't really know what mods I would want to add. And then I also don't know why, but this mod pack was the hardest mod pack to get it to work. Like it just did not want to work. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but we'll see. When Nether open, I'm not entirely sure. Probably not anytime this month, but we'll see. Was it not because of me? I mean, I just didn't want anyone getting too far ahead. And I just wanted, like, I didn't want to lock people out of being able to advance. I just wanted to make it a lot harder because, like, y'all got the grind down. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know what you're doing. Y'all know how to get to the end game, especially in Create. So when we made the decision to add Create, which I was open to, I love Create. I think it's a really fun mod. For me, that meant that we really had to watch progression and be careful about progressing the server too quickly, because honestly, if End Remastered wasn't installed and the Nether wasn't disabled, y'all would probably be bored by now. Like, that's how much crap you'd have done. Let's be real. And you probably wouldn't have explored half the map that you've explored. And you probably wouldn't have done X, Y, or Z that you have done, and all these other things. And to me, that's my favorite way to play this game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the automation. Farm everything is a big thing. I love farm everything. I love farm everything. But more than farm everything, like, I want to, like I want to farm everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, there's no one thing in the game that's too niche for me to care about, right? Like, I just, you know what I mean? I don't, I'm gonna say you know what I mean a lot, because I don't know how else to explain what's in my head right now. Got one idea. Wait. Oh, Electro Trims. Electro Trims was part of the issue, but I had issues before then too. There were a lot of mods that no one even knows the name of because I never said anything, that didn't make the cut because I couldn't get them to work. So maybe you could just update the mod on the server and get everyone to update. I mean, I might. Yeah, we'll see. I might add 1 or 2 new mods and other stuff like that just to keep it a little bit fresh. And so that people don't feel like they're updating for literally 1 mod. But we'll see. It's all gonna have to be a wait and see. Yeah, closer to the end than to the Nether. Yeah. I've got one idea for a mod, and it was originally going to be a Create add-on. It's called Scorched Guns. I mean, pretty interesting. The thing with Create is, like, Create nails the, like, steampunk vibe and whatnot. Like, if Minecraft was ever really going to fully advance their redstone into, like, into real technology, Create it just nails it, man. It's perfect. It's exactly what you would want. So I don't know how you, like, what do you go from there? And Mojang also has this thing about, like, they will never add anything that was already added by a mod. Like, they're so hesitant to add stuff that was added previously by mods because they don't want to take away from the work of the content creator, which is, I mean, valid, but also, like, okay. But some of us play Bedrock Edition, Mojang. Like that's totally valid except Bedrock Edition. That's totally valid except Bedrock Edition. What about Bedrock Edition? Bedrock Edition can't mod. We can add on, but, like, if you're gonna pick things that are, if you're gonna say, oh, we can't add that because it was already done by a mod, that mod better be an add-on in the marketplace too. And even then, that's still scammy because you have to pay money for that add-on. You don't have to pay money for the mod. You know what I mean? Like, but then also at the same time, they're updating a 15, 16-year-old game for completely free. So, like, what other company would do that? You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, maybe I should just get off my high horse, and we as Minecraft players should all get off our high horse and just be very, very appreciative of the fact that Mojang really cares about and loves this game as much as we do. Do you even know where the portal is? Oh, like the end portal? Yeah, you sent me the like marker location. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I found it in spectator mode before I launched the server so that I could verify it was inside the world border. Although it ended up not being inside the world border anyways, didn't it? Or was that, no, we expanded the world border for the outpost, not for the dungeon. Yeah, okay. Remember A saying like we would do a competition for eyes and we could like sell our team's eyes, but you just got all of them? I was planning on that. So I'm pretty sure that there are eyes that you simply cannot get. Like it's literally not possible to get. So I am planning on doing it's like why I built the Coliseum. I want to do like a tournament at the Coliseum and have people like fight for the eyes, and whoever wins gets the eye. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like it feels like honestly the PvP aspect of the server didn't hit the way I thought it would. I guess most people just didn't really care for PvP, which is totally fine. And honestly, like the moment I joined, I realized I was like, I don't like to go kill someone while they're trying to do something else. Like if we were on playing together having fun like we were when we were on stream, like yeah, it was a great time to just mess around and kill people. But like when you're working on your base or trying to build something and create, like it's kind of obnoxious of me to go over to your base and then kill you, like just for the fun of it, you know what I mean? So it felt bad. I didn't like it. But yeah, we'll see. Ace, in Bedrock, do you have a problem when you click your other screen, your MC minimizes? No. Like if I come over here, I'm now clicked off of Minecraft and it's still full screen. And if I F11 it, my game crashed. My game crashed. Dude, what? Dude, what? Bye Dino. Bye Dino. Honestly, we're gonna call it there because I was only planning on streaming for 2 to 3 hours anyways. We've now hit 3.5 hours. I need to go get lunch before I start making dinner in 2 hours. So we're gonna call it there, but the answer is no. On Minecraft Bedrock Edition, it does not minimize to the tray when you click a separate application. It just goes to the background, which is super nice, like super nice. And it's a borderless full screen. Like it's done very well. Bedrock on PC, like the application is better than Java, I would say. Not necessarily the game, but the application. 9 p.m. for you, so you're about 6 hours. You're about 6 hours ahead of me here at in the EST. So, anywho, for me it's pretty much lunchtime. When is the next server stream? Probably next Thursday. Probably next Thursday. I've been trying. Honestly, here's the thing. I didn't really want to stream today. I'll be real with you guys. I woke up today and was like kind of not feeling it. I just wanted to have a chill day. I didn't really want to make myself do anything. But I've decided to try and stream on Thursdays to make a point of it. So I streamed, and here we are. I had a great time. I'm really glad I did. I'm really glad that I chose to stream because you guys are great. It's been an absolute blast. Thanks for everyone that tuned in and chatted with us. I will come up with a project, another project to do on the server, and next week we'll stream the server. Just cause I just didn't have anything to work. Like I decided to make that Coliseum, and then it came together so quickly that I was like, oh, you know what I mean? When are you gonna open the mod submission channel? Probably about a week before. Probably about a week before the stream. So either next Thursday or the Thursday after. I don't like to open up too early, just because we do go first come first serve, and like Barton is working on Bartek 3 right now. I don't want him to force out an early release so that he can submit it to be first on the list. You know what I mean? So I want to give him time to update or and just all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I want to give people time to update and get their mod in a position where they want it, but I also want to give people time to submit. I find that a week is fair. I will miss a bit every Thursday because I have training. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries, man. I'm actually was originally planning on starting my streams like an hour and a half earlier than I did today. But if you guys are like busy in the mornings, or what would be morning for me, I can start them at like noon. That would be 6 p.m. on Hugga's time. And then we probably go to right about now, about 3 or 4 hours. So anyways, you guys can talk to me in the Discord. It was great having this this stream. Thought we did a great job. It was a great time, even if we got almost nothing done. That rooted dirt farm is like killing me, guys. I think I might try and have the rooted dirt farm finished and like furnished, like a official, final, never gonna move rooted dirt farm before next stream, just so that we don't crash out again. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the streak. Hugga's on a 3-stream streak. Let's see if anyone else can hit that. Hugga with the follow. Barton early on. Whippy was first. Weepy. Thank you guys. All right, we're gonna call it there. I'm gonna stop procrastinating. Peace out. Take care. Love you guys.